Marco.
Yepperskis. Yeppersky doodles. We're here. We're here. Thumbs up the stream. You know the drill. You know the deal. You know what you must do to please your emperor. You know it. Come on, y'all. Be reasonable. Thumbs up.
Marco.
I forgot to mute the YouTube. You know what to do. You know what the right thing to do is. You know and you follow your heart what God is telling you. And in this company, we give the glory to God. So, feeling good, y'all. Feeling good. Went to the gym today for the first time in a week because, bro, God damn it. I dislocated my shoulder beginning of December, all right? Was out of the gym for over a month. Started going back, taking it light. After a week being back in the gym, got sick. So this whole past week, since Thursday night, I came home from my grandma's house, and I felt fine through the whole day. As soon as I got home, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt poopy. And then for the next, even this morning when I woke up, I still had a little, congestion. So, what can you do? But so I went back today and I'm back, baby, and I'm back, and I've been taking zinc and I've been taking vitamin C and working hard, trying to get ready for this conference, man. We're going to the conference in a week? My flight is on the 11th. So, and the conference is on the 13th. So 8 days till I fly out, basically 7 days, and 10 days till the actual conference itself. So if you guys haven't registered for that, the MLM Conference registration is in my description. Jimmy, thank you, Jimmy. Was just watching Jimmy's interview with Matt Cox. How do I dislocate my shoulder by myself? I'll show you. Doing overhead shoulder press, I had the weight. I put the one weight up like this. I put the other weight up like this. But this, I kicked it up too high. I was too hype. I had Central C, Day in the Life. That was the song I was listening to. And I was so fucking hyped. And you know what's ironic? I literally said to myself in my head before this happened, like moments before, I said to myself, I'm the strongest man who ever lived. So I kicked the one thing up, I kicked the other one up, and it just goes back behind me. And instead of letting go of it, which is how I would have got out of the situation, and letting it drop to the ground, I just let it go back, and it popped my shoulder right out because I was basically trying to hyperextend my arm backwards that way with a 40-pound weight in my hand. So the reason I didn't drop the weight was because there was a girl right next to me, on the bench right next to me, and I felt that if I dropped the weight, there was a high chance that the weight was going to roll, like it was going to hit the floor and roll into her ankle. And a 40-pound weight doing that is, either I got injured or in my mind she got injured. I just didn't want to risk it. I was like, I'll eat it. So I took it, and that's what happened. So I'm a hero. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you. Oh, why didn't it change to the office scene? Why didn't it change? Why didn't the... That's peculiar. Okay, I guess there was a... Here, let's try that again, because there was a glitch. I reorganized some things on the stream deck. There we go. Yes, sir. In the office. I did have a dislocated mindset. So true, frankly. So true. 84 people watching. Only 57 thumbs ups. Doesn't quite make sense. Thumbs up the stream, y'all.
Let's go.
Guys, when you guys don't click thumbs up the stream, when you guys don't click the like button, it makes me ask myself.
Do you like me?
So, yeah, I should have popped that boss babe mentality right back in. I want to say what's up to you guys. This is live. Alex, Draco, Jared DeRoche, Amber, Jared, Zemzem, Lisa, Chinese letters, Japanese letters that I don't understand, Maria Schlabach, Alex, Lisa, Christian, Will, Katya, Lucy, X Gonzalez, Abassin, pew, 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 Critter, pew, 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 Dave Vaughn, pew, 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 Amber, Lucy, Obama. Lucy wants the Obama. Where is it? Obama. There it is. You love it. You love to see it. Alex FPV, Panda. We love to see it. You guys, we've almost filled up the dono goal as well for this conference hotel. Now, I was pretty conservative with the pricing of the dono goal. I made it $500. Realistically, we're probably spending, I mean, when you convert it all to Canadian currency, probably close to 3 times that. But we're here and we're getting it done, and I appreciate everything y'all want to support, whatever. Catherine, Diana, Ron, Why Not Review, Susie, Velvet, Morgan. Morgan, my soundboard looks like this. It looks like that. That's what it looks like. Jimmy, was just repeating Peter's phrase. By the way, when I'm at $200, text me and tell me to stop immediately. Jimmy, don't be drinking. Don't be drinking and streaming, okay? Bad idea. Bad hombres, frankly. Great guy. Big, strong guy. You talk about jeans. Great jeans. They look better than Tom Cruise and probably tougher, too. Tough guy. We're here. Thumbs up the thing. What else was I going to say? Yes, about the conference, you guys. Okay, so let me say this. I talked about this the other night on one of the previous streams. But you guys, listen. Here's what doesn't make sense to me. So, and I like what Dave Vaughn said about this on Instagram too, or on Twitter. If you don't like some of the people on the conference, all good. If you don't like me, if you don't like some of the other, social media folks on there, if you don't like them, cool. You might even be like totally justified in your reasons why you don't like them. I'm not even coming from an angle of like, oh, but they're really nice to me, and I'm not even doing that. I'm saying you might actually be justified in your disdain for certain people on the conference, and that's why you don't want to view it or support it. Okay? Thank you, not Panda. That's totally cool. Where I'm coming from is this, okay? If some of you guys, like, how do I say this? If it turned out that some of the people who were invited to be on the conference were bad hombres, if that turned out to be the case, I think that is valid. It's a valid, if people have valid criticisms, I totally think that they should speak up about that. I totally think people should say so, right? Maybe you feel like certain people shouldn't be on the conference. Maybe you feel like there are other more qualified, more deserving people who should be on it. Maybe you feel like you should have been on it. These are all reasonable. Like, everybody deserves to have a chance to make their case about it, in my opinion, okay? In the Marco, in Marco land.
Marco!
So, that's cool. However, not even however, because if I say however or if I say but, that makes it sound like I'm negating the thing that I said before, and I'm not doing that. At the same time, let me fix something right here real quick. You won't even notice me fixing this, but I want to do it. There we go. Just a slight thing. There we go. You may not even... At the same time, if you feel that certain people shouldn't be on it, or you should be on it, or somebody else should be on it, or there should be more diversity or whatever, at the same time, I think the way to go about it is to have done it privately. I think if there were, the organizers of this conference, they're not aware of all the interpersonal stuff that has gone on between folks in the anti-MLM community, whatchamacallit, Instagram stories, shit like that. So I just think that if you wanted to educate those people about the conference in order for them to make changes in the future so that the conference represented what you think it should represent instead of how it currently is, I think that should have been done privately, okay? And then changes could have been made for next year. But what I have seen is people publicly boycotting it and, publicly boycotting it and saying they're not going to support it. And, I just think that isn't the way. Because if I was the one running the conference, and I'm not, but if it was me and I was trying to put together this conference for the sake of like anti-MLM and like helping the movement, and then there was people out there boycotting it because I had invited guests on who I thought were just fine. I knew nothing about any sort of the personal grievances and backstory and issues and problematic things and alleged problematic things, whatever, right? I would feel like, oh, fuck, people are boycotting my conference that I'm trying to put together because there's, unbeknownst to me, the people who I invited to be a part of it, I guess, according to these people, weren't the best people to include. So I would greatly appreciate if somebody reached out to me and said, hey, Marco, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Just so you know, next year, maybe you could have this person on instead because this person, I would have been like, yes, that's the way to go. But when you publicly boycott it, it begs the question, do you think that publicly speaking out against the thing and boycotting it and like making memes about it to talk bad about it, do you think that that is going to help your case for being on it next year or for your voice being heard fairly? Thank you, Abbasan.
Write this down.
Totally. Do you think that your voice is going to be like given a fair listen? Your concerns are going to be listened to and considered fairly if the way you went about it was like publicly boycotting the conference and because of personal issues, you know what I mean? Like, not personal issues within an individual. I mean like interpersonal issues. I'm totally down for like improving things. This conference is still a baby. It's only the third year they're doing it, and it's the first year they're doing it where some of the people are going to be in person together, right? So I just think if there was changes that needed to be made, I'm not saying there weren't. Again, I just learned about all this stuff. But if there was changes that needed to be made, bro, I think the way to do that is to deal with it professionally, behind the scenes, without making a public thing about it. And then next year, things could just be adjusted. That way, at least it gives the impression that the anti-MLM community is all united, and we're all willing to put aside whatever differences for the sake of the conference and pushing the message further. I think that makes the most sense because if you publicly boycott it, well, congrats. The same people who you were mad about being on it are still on it, A. B, you've probably just hurt your chances of you being on it next year or the person you wanted to be on it being on it next year because of that type of conduct, B. And C, if you do that, then guess who's going to be on it next year? The same people who were on it this year. C. Or another alternative option is that next year they just decide not to have an MLM, like an anti-MLM social media advocate section at all, which I think would be a huge shame because, the people in this space cumulatively, like as a collective, are all doing great work. So you're boycotting the conference because, thank you, Critter, and thank you, Jimmy. You're boycotting the conference because you don't like who's on it. Okay, that's valid. I'm not going to deny anybody's experience, okay? You may have valid criticisms. But when you publicly boycott it, instead of dealing with it privately and sending an email in and saying, hey, can we do, just keep in mind next year, I know you didn't know, and I like being graceful about it and giving the organizers of the event the benefit of the doubt. When you go and publicly boycott it, you've done nothing to get the people who are on it right now off of it. You've done nothing to ensure that changes are made next year. If anything, you've worked against yourself because you're just guaranteeing you're not going to be on it and that your person who you want to be on it is not going to be on it. And next year, it's either going to be the same cast of people you complained about this year because of this way of acting, or they just say, fuck it, all this anti-MLM infighting isn't even worth it. I'm just going to invite the experts and, professors and lawyers and stuff like that, and I'm not even going to have social media people on it this year because they don't know how to act. They're too problematic. I think that's a fucking shame. I didn't have a good sound effect that was appropriate for that moment. But the MLM conference is happening in 10 days. The link to register, it's free, obviously, is in the description of this video, whether you're watching the replay of this or whatever. MLM Conf, C-O-N-F, 2023 is the website you can go to. And, what can you do? Jana says there were private emails sent before going public and they were dismissed. They were probably, and I'm just guessing, but they were probably dismissed because the people who were going to speak on it this year had already been contacted. Like, it was already booked. It was already scheduled. They're not going to receive emails and then change it because people have interpersonal issues. If anything, the thing to ask for would be, hey, I know that it's already set in stone for this year, but next year, would you consider this change? I can't think of a reason why a reasonable person would not consider that. Anyways, even if people went about it that way and they were still dismissed after the fact, still, a public boycott is not the way. You could personally decide to not fuck with it, but a public boycott, in my opinion, is not the way. And I respect anybody's position who doesn't want to watch it or support it. Fine. But publicly telling people you're not supporting it and thus implying they shouldn't either, or explaining to people why you're not supporting it, you realize is counterintuitive to the goal of anti-MLM, right? Dare I say, sabotage. And also a personal boycott, fine. But a public boycott, I think is, I'm going to use a sharp word here, selfish. Because if the real goal is pushing anti-MLM activism to more people, a public boycott from somebody who is also anti-MLM is maybe the worst thing that could happen to the entire movement as a whole. And I think I'm being pretty diplomatic when I say that. I think I'm being pretty reasonable when I say that. I have no personal beef with anybody, and I have no personal friendship that's at stake with any of the anti-MLM creators. I know everybody about as well as anybody else. Everybody is an acquaintance, so I don't know people very well. So I think it is selfish. I think it is selfish. You're going to make memes and make posts and stories and whatever, which to tell people not to support this conference because, again, I'm not invalidating anybody's opinions or experience. You may have totally valid criticisms of the people on the conference that you don't like. I don't even want to hear that as a rebuttal. You may have valid criticisms. I'm not discounting that. However, are your interpersonal issues that you have with these people, your criticism that you have of these people, greater than everybody coming together for a conference where we're going to have people helping us like Doug Brooks, Bill Keep, Robert Fitzpatrick, Katie Daffin from the FTC, a bunch of other FTC people? Is it worth sabotaging that event where we're going to actually have a chance to talk to the regulators directly and hopefully make some change, make some impact? My opinion, fuck no. Fuck no, it's not worth it. So, it doesn't make sense to me regarding the bigger picture of what we're all trying to do, supposedly. It doesn't make sense regarding changes being made next year, supposedly. And also, if I was the Direct Selling Association looking up this conference and then finding out there's all this infighting, I'd be sitting back laughing. This is exactly what the enemy wants. You know? This is exactly what the enemy wants, is for their opponent to just destroy themselves from the inside instead of being unified. And I'll tell you this, if everybody in the anti-MLM community knew all of my personal views on social movements, politics, etc., there would be a fucking boycott against me too. I guarantee it. But I have made the decision, the diplomatic decision, to not bring any of that stuff into it and support everybody in the anti-MLM space, regardless of if I disagree with them on matters of politics or social justice or whatever, because I think that this scam of MLM that has over, I think the number was 189 million distributors every year. That's what the DSA website said the other day when I looked in terms of their global reach. To me, that's 189 million victims a year. And how many billions of dollars? Let me pull up my conference speech where I cited the number. Let me see, hold up. 128 million direct sellers globally who generate over $186.9 billion US annually. That was the numbers on the DSA website. That's the numbers they report. To me, that's 100 and some million victims and $189 billion in blood money. And is your personal boycott or your post that got 50 likes complaining about it worth sabotaging a conference that is trying to tackle that issue? Don't think so. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. Anyways, moving on. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Critter. Thank you, Misha, for the super chats. Thank you, Jimmy, as well. Katya says, just infighting is just what the MLM owners want. I agree. Yes, totally, Jimmy. It may take 3 to 5, 10 years, but the world will soon realize MLM is the biggest cult on earth. Yes, and I think this conference, like I said, it's only the third year of it, is it's still a baby. It has a lot of room to grow. And again, I think I'm being pretty diplomatic. What I'm saying ultimately is we should put our differences aside and be united towards a common goal. If that is deemed problematic or if that is deemed cancelable, then so be it. But keep in mind, I am not invalidating anyone's experience. I'm not telling anyone that they don't have a right to feel a way about certain people. You have absolutely every right. Everybody, that's the thing that I learned. That's the thing that I learned in therapy, actually, is people will go to therapy. Thumbs up the stream, by the way.
Thumbs up the ting.
People go to therapy because they don't thumbs up the ting. People will go to therapy, and they'll start telling their therapist, what up, Elaine? They'll start telling their therapist, this happened to me, and that's why I did this. And you know what I learned from my therapist, bro? Everyone is justified. Everyone is justified in everything. Think of a person who does the most rampant, terrible crimes. If you listen to their story, if you listen to them tell their story, they would tell you a whole litany of things that happened to them that would make you feel for them. Like the Joker movie. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. He was treated like shit. And you would start to empathize, or at least sympathize. Everyone is justified. Everyone has a good reason to not be a good person. Everyone is justified at being mad. What really takes strength is to have justifications for why you shouldn't have to be the bigger person and take the high road and still be willing to do it. But I get, it's sort of like a personality trait that people enjoy having these days, to say that they are petty, you know, or, you know, people enjoy that for some reason, which I find it unfortunate. But anywho, moving on to some fun stuff.
Marco.
Some blueberries, you eat them, they're so sweet, and then some other ones are bitter or like sour. People should still be held accountable. I agree, Paz. And holding people personally accountable for personal grievances is one thing. Boycotting this entire conference and making everyone suffer, including yourself, as a result, kind of a DJ Khaled, you played yourself moment. Where's my God did?
God did.
There you go. Thank you, Elaine. You're entitled to feel how you feel, but you're not entitled to demand others feel the same way. Where's my bars? Where's the bars button?
Bars.
Totally. Okay, so I have, as you guys saw in the thumbnail, there's a couple Eric Worre videos whose titles just absolutely jumped out at me, and I was like, okay, I have to react to these. Among them are videos called, Can a person's life be changed in just 8 minutes? How to get people to events, network marketing. And on the thumbnail it says, they'll come running. Another one is called, How to recruit 20 people in 30 days. I ate 40 pizzas in 40 days, or whenever Papa John Schnatter said that. Deal with network marketing objections now. And I was like, okay, there's obviously going to be lunacy in all of these, but I want to start with one called, Can a person's life be changed in just 8 minutes? Of course, the answer is no. But we're going to see how Eric Worre tackles this. We're going to see how he tackles the big issues, frankly, folks. He's a great guy, big, strong guy. All right. Let me put the stuff on the screen, how it should be. And guys, click like on the stream. It's free to do.
Thumbs up the team.
It's free. How to grow your penis 2 inches in 8 minutes. So true. Thumbs up the stream. There's 160 people watching and only 111 likes. Angel numbers. It must mean something. It's free to click thumbs up the ting. It's free to thumbs up the ting, rather. And if you want to support, the super chat is there. The memberships is there. The Streamlabs link is not the pinned comment in the chat because I forgot to do it. So let me fix that right now, because that's the better way to donate. Because you could use credit card, you could use PayPal, but the beauty of it is Streamlabs doesn't take 30% like YouTube Super Chat takes 30%. So, all right, appreciate y'all. So let me jump into this. I like when YouTubers have a 10-minute intro and they'd be like, let's just get right into it. That's my favorite. My favorite. Okay, here we go. Can a person's life be changed in 8 minutes? Obviously, the answer is no, but no one's going to tell Eric Worre that. And I think this is it. Here we go. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's check it out.
Who else has a problem that they're dealing?
Oh, it didn't work. There we go. All right, let's go back. Here we go. Let's check this out. So this is Eric Worre. Sorry, not sorry. I'm Eric Worre. Let's check it. Let's see. Maybe Pitbull will pop up in this one. Who knows? Let's check it.
Who else has a problem that they're dealing with? You do, sir. Stand up. How you doing? What's your name? Todd. How you doing, Todd? Where are you from? Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Awesome. All right, Todd. What's your challenge right now? What are you dealing with?
Just prospecting.
I'm a drug addict. Sorry.
Picking up
Prospecting.
the phone. I like go in spurts where I talk to people and then I just stop. And I just can't figure out why.
Yeah. So, you were excited about talking about South Dakota, and then you got really, really quiet.
Because I'm not prospecting.
Yeah. So tell me about that. What causes you to get so small?
Totally, Paz.
You got really, really small. Did you notice?
I did.
As soon as the topic prospecting came up, you just went shoo, and you got small. Why?
Well,
Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, quit your MLM, write a business plan, actually, for real.
for about 3 years, I went through a divorce.
Ah,
Oh, wow. You were right, Silicon Valley. He went through divorce. Hilarious.
And it was horrible.
yep.
And when I look back, I think that dragged me down so much that I'm just trying to find a way back up.
Imagine this is Dawn's ex, Thierry, from the one stream where she was talking about her ex. And he was like, you got to put $20,000 into stick.com or Thierry gets the money if you don't bring 400 people to the next event. This is Thierry here. Uh-oh, Abbasin.
We're being watched very closely, I promise you that. Some cash for the event in a city that shall never be named.
Thank you. Thank you. We love it. We love it. Everybody, be the change you wish to see in the world. Less than, how much is that? $84 away from filling the dono goal? Hello. Hello. YOLO. Let's see, folks. Let's do some simple math, all right, folks? Check this out. Check this out. This is really cool. All right, so look, 170 people watching. If everybody put the price of not even a Starbucks coffee, just like a McDonald's coffee, plus tax, we'll round up, $3. Let's say $3. I'm in Canada, so realistically, even less. But if everybody put in $3, that'd be $510. That'd be a whole nother dono goal right on its own, guys. So the real question is, what's holding you back? Is $3, listen, if you go to bed tonight and you wake up tomorrow and you're $3 short, are you really gonna care? Probably not. Probably not. What about 50 years from now? Are you gonna be regretting that $3 you didn't spend? You might be, but it won't be because of the $3. It'll be because you missed out on getting in on the ground floor of an opportunity called Always Marco TV.
Marco.
So, I'll just say, look, basically, I'm offering you a lottery ticket that's guaranteed to win for $3. And you know what's beautiful about that too? You could even just make it 10. Oh shit. Oh shit. See, but y'all are not ready for that conversation. Cause if one of y'all put in, let's say something crazy like 50, and then everybody else still put in $3, let me do some calculations right quick. I'd probably have like $4 million.
Shut up, bitch! Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now.
So, you know, just something to chew on. Just something to chew on. Exactly. Ground floor of Google. Ground floor of Apple. You see Chat GPT now. Hit the vapor inhaler real quick. Morgan, I got you. Let me hit that. Let me hit that for you, Morgan. Streamlabs link in the chat. Thank you, Justin. Well, I actually hit it too hard. Pump the stock. Stock's low right now. It's $3. You ever heard the saying, buy the dip? Hello. All right. Thank you, Zim Zim. $3. Try 350. Bless your boy with a little bagarino, my people. Wagwan. Thank you. Pump it up. And you know what's the beautiful thing, guys? Is even if you don't have the money, it ain't about money. It's about teamwork. It's about a vibe. It's about finding your tribe. Click the thumbs up. It's free. The thumbs up is free to click.
Thumbs up the king.
You know? So yeehaw, y'all.
Yeehaw! It's bull wrangling time.
Alrighty, here we go. Dave said, prospecting is Eric Worre's way to talk about both recruiting and selling products. Yes, but Worre's main advice sticks with convincing people to be invested in the company. So true, frankly. So true. All right, here we go.
And it's been a very hard struggle.
Yeah. When did this happen?
So true, Jared. So true.
It started in 11 and it went through about 14.
2011 to 2014.
2011, 2014, motherfucker. Okay.
Divorce is a traumatic thing, isn't it?
This happened in 2017.
Very.
Yeah. It's a loss that you have to deal with. Let me ask you this: was it ultimately the right thing?
In the long run, yes.
Yeah.
No, actually, she cheated on me. Imagine just saying every objection to Eric Worre's obvious, like, this is what they do in MLM. It's sort of like a fake psychic. You know those fake psychics who they have a clever way of asking their questions where it makes it seem like they're getting more shit right than they usually are? In MLM, the way they do this is they ask you leading questions. Objection, leading. Remember in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial? Objection, leading. And basically what that means is they end all of their sentences. Thank you, TJ. Yeah, thank you. They end all of their sentences with a affirmative leading question. Something. In the end, was it ultimately the right thing? He's priming him to say, yeah. So we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Does that make sense with you guys? Yeah. So we're going to da-da-da-da-da, and then we'll do this. Does that sound fair? Yeah. It's subtle, and some people just do it in their speech normally. But this is a sales strategy. And when you take that sales strategy and you bastardize it to sell somebody on a scam like MLM and not a legitimate opportunity, it becomes a bastardization of what it was intended to be used for. And now you are using it to manipulate people. You get somebody to, it's like that thing. What's the thing on top of your shoulders? Your head. I'm trying to remember this like riddle. Okay, here we go. It's like these. Okay, the opposite of least is most. The opposite of guest is host. Now, what do you put in the toaster? People now, because they've said host and most, they're going to go toast. And then you hit them with the punchline. You go, actually, it's bread. You don't put toast in the toaster. You put bread in and it comes out as toast. They're sort of doing the same thing, a variant of the same thing here, where they'll ask you a bunch of leading questions that have nothing to do with you putting up your money. Was it ultimately the right thing? Does that make sense with you guys? Does that sound fair to you? So that you're saying yes, yes, yes. So then when it comes time for them to ask you the question that would probably be a no, you're going to say yes any fucking ways. So it's a very clever thing, very hard to spot and very hard to explain, as you saw me try to explain there. But I think I did a decent job here. Fork, yeah. Here, so let's check it out. Let's check it out, y'all. All right. Thank you, by the way. Dancing Dewdrop said, glad to have you back in the MLM space. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Diana Dandelion. Diana Dandelion. Nick says, I want in on the ground floor. Also a fellow Albertan. Yes, I am. Thank you. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
To my fellow Cowboys. Where's that other button, too?
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
I haven't hit that one in a while. Diana says, I definitely regret not donating to this cause in 50 years. Thank you. Thank you, TJ. Thank you, Zemzem. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Great people. Great people on the YouTube channel. All right. I put toast in my toaster all the time when it isn't fully brown. LOL. Okay, here we go. It's like the fork spoon riddle. The trick that that tricks you into saying you use a fork to eat soup. Right, exactly. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's check it out.
Ultimately, are both of you going to be better off?
Yeah, it took a long time to talk to
Thank you, Jimmy Moon. Appreciate you. To the moon.
her again, but
Yes.
we are, yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. All of us have dealt with challenge. How many people have dealt with heartache at some point in your life? Heartache. You've had a breakup. You've had you've lost a loved one.
Just one psychopath sitting in the audience, like, no, I can't say I have.
Somebody died in the family. Heartache of some sort. The challenge, Todd, is if you
Wow.
Get that bag.
Wow. Family. Family. I love to see that. Thank you so much. That's amazing, you guys, for real. Really appreciate that. Tretino. Appreciate that, you guys. Thank you so much. Really takes a huge weight off my shoulders, man. Because this trip, traveling, staying in a hotel, Ubers, buying the suits, and then the other thing, and this is the final dono goal that I'm going to make. I hired a videographer down there I can't say, I almost said by accident, where I'm going. I hired a videographer to help me come shoot this Doug Brooks interview that I'm doing. If you guys were in my Discord viewing party the other day, we watched the movie Betting on Zero, and you guys saw the lawyer Doug Brooks in that movie. Great guy, huge ally of the anti-MLM movement, and he agreed graciously to do an interview with me. Thank you, Green 80.
Happy almost birthday.
Yeah, almost my birthday too. So true. March 15th. Actually, you know what's funny? I'm coming back from the conference, flying back on my birthday, and I'm traveling from one coast to another. And so it's like a 10, 12-hour flight. I'm going to be in the air the entire day on my birthday, which is kind of poopy, but what can, again, me sacrificing my 27th birthday to be at this conference is worth it. It's worth it. Maybe that's why I also feel extra salty about people wanting to publicly boycott the conference. But anywho, I hired a videographer who's local to the area to come bring lights and cameras to shoot this interview with Doug Brooks so that we have a really nice, polished, professional-looking interview, the only one of its kind with Doug Brooks that I know of. All the other interviews he's done have been Zoom meetings, which there's nothing wrong with that. I do a lot of those for Multi-Level Misery, but you feel me. So it was either hire a videographer or try to figure out renting gear and flying with the gear, or getting there and renting gear there and setting it up and then having to bring it back. And it was just like, you know what? It's probably going to cost me only a little bit more to just hire a videographer who takes all that worry off my shoulders. So that's what I did. I'll tell you straight up right now, the videographer is charging me $600 US for everything, for like the day. He's driving out to where we are. He's bringing cameras. He's bringing lights. He's going to give me the SD cards, the memory cards after the fact so that I have the footage. So reasonable price. And I checked out his work. He does good work. And I think, I didn't want to haggle with him on the price. I think he deserves, when people are self-employed, especially with art, the price is the price. They deserve to be paid what they want to be paid. So that's $600 US, which is like 860 some Canadian dollars. And this dono goal is in Canadian dollars. So I'm just going to put it at 500. If I get the 500 to cover most of it, I'll be happy. So this is the final goal that I'm doing regarding the conference. And after that, the money will be going towards non-conference related things, but still to do with the channel, making the channel better, expanding. I also just hired an editor to help me with the multi-level misery videos so I can get those out to you faster as well. So I'm trying to do a lot of expanding, so every dollar seriously helps. And I appreciate you guys, man, for real. Thank you. Thank you, Bad Dog Sports, for being here. Appreciate you. March 15th, the Ides of Marco, yeah. Happy early birthday, Nick. March 17th. Wagwan Sam here. Yeah. Why does Eric look like he's made of wax? Because he is. It's a conspiracy I haven't talked about. Benjamin says, had that breakup, lost a loved one, want to lose some money too, feel some heartbreak in the monetary area. So true. So true. Everyone with the donos does have the right mindset. Appreciate you guys. For real. Yeah, Dave Ramsey, unfortunately, does not condemn MLM like he should, but what can you do? Thumbs up the stream, y'all.
Thumbs up the king.
All right, let's get back to this. Here we go.
Live there?
Yeah.
The challenge, Todd, is if you live there,
Yes.
then you're going to be in that emotional, traumatic, difficult state for the next 10 years. The decision that you've got to make is how many years do you want to suffer?
Yes. I don't want to suffer.
You don't want to suffer. How many? Because that's the challenge for everybody.
Why does Eric Worre think he's Tony Robbins? And why does Tony Robbins think he's Jesus?
How many years do you want to deal with emotional trauma and replay that loop every day to let
I
yourself
love how they added sad music over this too. Kill me.
feel worse, to make yourself feel less confident, right?
Right.
To buy into, because sometimes there are some harsh words that are said in a divorce, yes?
Yes, very.
And those harsh words, sometimes we can buy into that and we can accept that as part of our being, right?
Yes.
Like you're nothing,
Yep.
you know, like you're a bad person, you're a piece of shit,
Yep.
Ooh.
right?
Exactly.
These words happen in relationships.
Eric's like, give me 20 grand or you are a piece of shit.
These words happen, but you can't control what anybody else says, but you can control what you believe. And you can also forgive her and forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made. Own the challenges that you created in the situation. Own that.
But Eric, she cheated on me. He's like, listen, blame yourself for some shit. That's what we do. We blame the victims.
Grieve that, but then ultimately let it go.
Yes.
Because I will tell you this, until you let this go, yeah.
Not him crying. Not him crying. Like something's actually happening here. Like what Eric Worre just said is super deep, Loki. You live two lives. Me, honestly, I would be the best MLM guru. Every person has two lives. The second one starts when you realize there's only one. It's hard to make $1 million. But you know what's even harder? Living in poverty. Choose your struggle.
Marco.
Imagine this guy is just like, he's been planted in the audience. He's an actor.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
How did he already have the mic so fast? Beginning of this clip, Eric said,
Who else has a problem that they're dealing with?
you? What's your name? He already had a mic.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm sorry. I take it back. Eric gave him the mic. Okay, I was wrong. That was a nitpick. I'm sorry.
Yourself for the mistake.
Yes.
Because I will tell you this, until you let this go,
It's all right.
it's okay.
Oh, you thought I was going to say make it 2 million, yeah.
There you go. Look around.
Exactly, Diana. Just choose not to struggle. Look at this woman. Look around. Everyone here is struggling just like you. They all paid me $1,000 for these seats. You're all gonna be homeless.
All right,
Panda, I don't believe a presentation like this would have shills or plans. You're right, you're right.
Todd.
A standing ovation! A standing ovation for that! If that gets a standing ovation, and everyone who's sitting there paid, yeah, most men die at 25 and are buried at 75. God has came to me and spoken through me. Listen to me. This pisses me off. If these people are paying $1,000 for seats and Eric saying, let it go, gets a standing ovation, what the fuck am I doing here on YouTube scraping by on donations? I should be there. You guys don't realize how small the wire is of the tightrope that I'm walking between this anti-MLM stuff and just saying, fuck it, and going all the way to the dark side of being the best MLM recruiter this universe has ever seen and ever will see. I swear to God, whatever the thing is that they have inside of them, we're gonna throw up, whatever the thing is they have inside of them that makes them able to just talk, I got it. The problem is that I also have a conscience, which makes it impossible for me to give in and knowingly deceive people and take their money knowing that they're going to be hurt by it. If I could just rip that thing out of me, if I could just rip that thing out of me, that makes me like feel bad for people or like feel guilt if I was to hurt somebody. If I could just fucking kill that thing inside of me, I would be the fucking goal.
Marco.
Let's go.
I swear to God, if it weren't for you guys, I really mean this. If it weren't for you guys being so generous and like supporting me with donations and stuff and the Patreons and all that, if it weren't for you guys supporting me and being so generous, I would fuck this whole thing off. I'm a villain. I so badly want to be a villain, you guys. I want to be evil, you guys, but I just can't. I have a whole new mental illness. That's a whole new mental illness all on its own that I have. Is being a good person, but deeply desiring to be a villain. Yeah. Marco recruits 1,000 people, then holds a conference to tell them it's a scam. Yeah, that is exactly what I would do, Jared. Slaps Marco. Don't you die on me, boy. Yeah. Survive! Marco in the next minute be like, suck me. Yeah. LOL empaths with the Starbucks, the Lord Starbucks. The temptation is so... Because how can you not be tempted when you know you have the gift of gab and there's dudes like this fucking light bulb head, egg in a suit, Eric Worre, saying the most cookie cutter nonsense bullshit and getting a standing fucking ovation? lady hugging him. Do you realize the superpowers that I would get if a sweet little black lady came over to me?
You know you're the 1%.
Thank you. If a sweet little black lady came over to me while I was crying and said, "That's all right, baby. Come on, baby. That's okay, baby." If a black woman came up to me and did some shit like that, I would live to be 1,000 years old. Meanwhile, I'm sweating. Bro, my rags to riches stories would go crazy. All right, Todd. See, I had to go turn the fan on. I'm sweating. I'm full of I'm full of rage right now. How much do we have to donate for me to do the Trump voice for the whole stream, or maybe just 10 minutes? Fill up this last dono goal and we'll fucking...
God did.
Let's bury broke and start the business of sucking. Broke stole our families.
Exactly. Bury broke and start the business of sucking. Broke stole our families. Totally. So totally. So true. Ugh. My aunt is texting me. Cute video of my niece. Yesterday was my niece's 11th birthday party at fucking 10 in the morning. But I went and it was a lot of fun and it was so cute. I was glad I could be there. It was so cute. There's one thing I've never told you about. There's one thing I've never told you before about my story. Proceeds to reinvent story, yep. My morals won't let me be rich, totally. Guys, we're losing him. Eric Worre is the one who pisses me off the most because he sucks. He sucks at this. I'm good at this. When you guys see me on the MLM conference, the 6 of you who didn't boycott it, when y'all see me on the MLM conference giving my speech, so the common misconception that multi-level marketing is direct selling. Well, here, let me debunk that right quick. When you see me doing that, when you see me actually with a pre-written speech that I proofread and had others read and taking it seriously, and it's not a bit, because the live streams, it's a bit. I'm just blind reacting. This is all freestyle. When I actually put quill to parchment, and I actually put a candle on and twist my mustache and pour a glass of wine and really get in there with the writings, and you see what I can do, you're gonna go, "Dear God, thank you for making Marco one of the good guys, because this motherfucker spits nothing but bars."
Bars.
Obama. And if I was an MLM,
billions and billions.
Whew. Thank you again, Abassin, for the dono. All right, here we go. I'm a good guy, and there's no sweet, tender black lady hugging me. What the fuck? You want to see a Mickey verbal tick in the middle of the speech? When he puts cock to balls, your mind will be blown. So true. Quill to paper, put candle, twirl mustache, and pour wine. Exactly, Danny. Can't wait for Peter Mingles and Scott Johnson to recap on your niece's birthday. So true. I can't wait for y'all to thumbs up the stream.
Thumbs up the team.
Because there's 190 watching and only...
All right, everybody have a seat. Careful, you might end up with a new girlfriend. Here's the thing, Todd. Sometimes we can take the trauma of life, and I want you to all hear this because you've all had trauma. You've all had loss. You've all had heartache.
Write this down.
You've all had tough words. You've all had experiences that you have allowed to define you. And you don't have to let that define you for the rest of your life. You can decide. You can decide not to live in a state of suffering. A state of pain and a state of suffering are two different things.
Yes, that is.
You can be in pain, but you don't have to be in suffering.
Right.
Made it up.
Suffering's a choice.
Made it up.
And part of what you're doing is just beating yourself up.
I am.
Day after day after day after day.
Yes.
And Todd, you look like a little mouse.
It's the first time I've talked to 20,000
You
people.
talk to, I understand.
So cock!
But if you were really free, and if you really put this, you respected it, you don't forget it. It's a piece of your journey. It was important.
Mind you, Todd's question when we started this was, I have trouble with prospecting. Why are they talking about all this?
It's part of your moving forward in life, and you're going to be stronger because of it. You're going to be a better partner to whoever shows up in your life in the future. You're going to learn from this, right?
Yes.
And if you truly were able to release the suffering, not the pain.
Eric Worre in a poor African village amongst all the starving children. Stop choosing to suffer. Pain happens, but suffering is a choice. The starving kids with the swollen bellies and the fucking flies all over their face. Thank you, Eric.
Right.
But the suffering, what would your body look like? How would you hold your body if you really were able to let it go?
Oh, it would be so much of a relief.
You see the difference?
My penis would probably grow 3 inches just overnight, Eric. I promise you.
Yeah.
It's way more here than it is here.
Yeah.
You know why prospecting is hard?
Because I'm still holding the pain of the divorce.
Yes.
What? Genuinely, how do you arrive to that conclusion?
Yes.
A lot.
If I come to you, like, I want to tell you about my opportunity.
Yes. Yes.
But if I come to you, having lived a full life, guess what builds rapport? Having gone through pain.
Yes.
You have the ability to connect with somebody else who's gone through difficulty, to be able to talk to them about their challenge, to be able to say, yes, I experienced it too.
Right.
I experienced the pain and I chose to walk away from the suffering piece of it.
Wow.
And I developed a new muscle that when suffering showed up, I killed that monster.
Right.
I killed that little tiny being before it became a monster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kill the suffering early. You can be in physical pain. You can still be in joy.
Right.
Wow.
Right? You don't have to accept suffering.
Use your trauma to gain leverage over someone else who has also been through something difficult. Leech onto that and leverage their pain, because you want to use their emotions, because emotion is the opposite of critical thinking. And when people are at their most vulnerable, that's when their critical thinking is suspended. Swoop. That's where you come in. Yellow. Want to sell vitamins with me? Hello. So sad. This is so gross. So haram. I knew this video with a title like this would be the one. Can a person's life be changed in 8 minutes?
So here's what I'm going to tell you, Todd.
Okay.
The obstacle becomes the opportunity. The obstacle.
A black and white Instagram post of Eric on stage holding the microphone like this. It's a picture. And on the screen, there's white text that says, "The obstacle becomes the opportunity." 5,000 likes.
For us was an opportunity to talk about what was the real issue.
Yes.
The real issue has nothing to do with your opportunity, has nothing to do with really with your skills, because you'll figure all that stuff out.
Right.
But when you put your chin up, you put your shoulders back, you put a smile on your face and in your heart.
Yeah.
When you put your shoulders back, put your chin up, tighten up them ass cheeks, flick your boner up into your waistband so it doesn't show in front of everybody, that is when you will grow in your business, Todd. Trust me.
And you go talk to people about an opportunity to flex their entrepreneurial muscle, I promise you, they're going to see the joy in you and not the pain, and they'll be attracted to joy, and they'll be not attracted to the suffering that's happening in your life right now.
Wow.
Give Todd a big round of applause. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you very much.
That's fucking bullshit. Thank you for what? For what? No! No! Don't woo! Not woo. Bernie Madoff right there in the hat. It's the sad piano they put over it for me. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's watch how to get people to events.
Let's say you...
Network marketing. This one's from 2019. Let's check this one out. All right. Let's try to get through it. When you put your face down and your ass up, expect all that comes your way, and accept all that comes your way, you will be the best version of yourself. It's just laws of nature.
Let's say you want to get 100 people at an event. Let me give you some training on how to do that. I'm a ninja at doing this. I'm world class. There's very few people that are better at me at promoting a company destination.
Nobody knows more about bringing people to events than me, frankly, folks. I know a lot of people, great guy, great people, big man, strong man. And frankly, he doesn't know as much as I do. He says, "Donald, can you help me get people to my event, frankly?" He said, Sir, you're an ally, sir. Sorry. All right. Eric, somebody, hey, Dave Vaughn or whoever, Photoshop Eric as a ninja. You'll hear him coming a mile away.
Event. This is what made up for most of my lack of ability and lack of skill, was this skill. So let's say you have an event in September, and your goal is to put 100 people into that event.
He trained Dominic Izzo. Yeah, Dominic Izzo is also a ninja.
Number one, you have to know what the date is. You got to know where the location is. And you got to take a look at what you have in raw materials from your team in order to be able to work with. And some of you have a team to work with, and some of you, the team's going to be no good. You're going to have to do this with a fresh team. So if the team's no good, then that's fine. But let's say you got 10 people on the team. If you have 10 people on the team, it's your job to crawl inside their mind as a leader and say, let's each of us get 10. Let's come up with a strategy.
It's your job to impregnate their mind. It's your job to crawl inside their mind and shoot your thought eggs into it so that they can harbor in there and hatch into their own ideas. That's your job.
And say, let's each of us get 10. Let's come up with a strategy. Let's come up with training. Let's come up with competition. Let's come up with recognition programs and incentives and peer pressure.
And peer pressure.
And constant communication. Let's talk about it all the time. Let's meet with your people. Let's call everybody on the team. Let's call our customers, invite them. Let's everybody on the team recruit one person this month and invite them to the company convention. Let's solve all the problems. Let's figure out the babysitters. Let's carpool. Let's share hotel rooms. Let's do whatever we got to do.
Wow. I have a new episode of Multi-Level Misery coming out on Sunday for people on Patreon and Monday for everyone else, where the gentleman who I was speaking to tells a story about sharing a hotel room with 6 people to go to a company convention for an MLM. The fact that they're supporting this type of behavior, though, is fucked.
To be able to make this happen, let's eliminate all the excuses. Let's go have an adventure. Let's go do something outrageous.
Oh my God, so scary. Look at this. Let's go have an adventure.
All the excuses. Let's go have an adventure.
That is the shit nightmares are made of. I imagine him, okay, I'm going to use my mouse to show you. I imagine him doing this, let's go have an adventure, and then just spider legs jutting out of his lower half that you can't see right here, and then the back of the rest of this image is his like spider abdomen with his spider legs coming out, and he's like, and he's like a, you know, MLM monster. Oh, God.
Let's go do something outrageous. Let's change our family history for forever. Let's do it. Let's go. Come on, you plus me. If you have one person on your team, it's enough. I'm in. You in? It's one person on your team is enough. Say, come on, you and me. It's just the 2 of us. But 2 people can conquer the world. Come on, let's go. You recruit 10 people, and I'm going to recruit 10 people. We'll have 20 people, and then we'll get each of those, and we'll help each of those get 5. We'll get 120. We'll have more tickets sold than we even have space for.
And pass.
Let's just do it. Let's shock the world. Let's freak out our families.
Oh, they're going to be freaked out, all right. You motherfuckers have no money.
Let's shut up.
Hello, look at this guy in the corner. Absolutely. Look at him right here. Look at him when he goes, absolutely. Absolutely what? Saying nothing.
Let's freak out our families.
Look.
Let's shut.
Absolutely, Eric. Eric, I will follow you to the end of the earth. Eric, I will storm beside you into Valhalla, and we will live on in eternity, selling skincare.
Shut up every person who's ever doubted us for our entire lives. Every person that said, no, we can't do it. See what I mean?
Down. Write this down.
So you plant a vision and said, come on, let's go change the world. We got this. You got this. Yes, there's going to be distractions. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, there's going to be issues. But so what? The story of what we're going to do is going to be told by the entire company. We're going to be the biggest story in the entire company 6 months from now, 8 months from now, because of the decision we made. Matter of fact, let's take a picture of the moment we made the decision and let's sign it. Let's put it on the wall. Let's tell the world this is where it started. This was the garage of Apple Computer. Let's make it.
Make this shit up. I promise you guys, I didn't watch any of this before the stream. I promise.
He literally described a pyramid scheme.
How is it that I am able to guess the shit they're gonna say well in advance? I mean,
it's so. You see what I'm saying? So casting that vision is one, and then you got to put together a strategy around that.
Let's sacrifice our most precious possessions in a fire as tribute to our devotion. Exactly. And drink from the chalice. Let's execute a small animal in the name of our dreams. Let's do this thing, guys.
How are we going to do it? Are we going to name our campaign about these events? Are we going to name it something? Are we all going to wear the same color t-shirt or whatever when we show up? What are we going to do? What's our strategy? See, here's posers inside of network marketing. You know what they do when it comes to events? They announce, hey, there's going to be an event in September. Amateurs, you know what they do? They invite, hey, you should come with me. Join me at this event in September. It's going to be fun. You know what professionals do? They promote, and they're relentless. They will not stop. Everybody says, enough, oh, come on, there's more to life than this event. And they say, no, there's not. We're doing this. We're making it happen. We're making it so.
We're thumbs up in the stream.
If you have any doubt in your mind, don't hang around us, because guess what?
Write this down. Witness me. Yeah, from Mad Mags.
We're going.
Mad Stacks, am I right?
We're doing this. We're making it happen.
Said
Do you
nothing.
feel the energy of how I talk to people when it comes to growing something? Absolutely. We're going to go after it. Why do I talk like that, and why do I believe like that? Because
I'm lying and I'm scamming.
Guess what? When I get around this guy, I'm the emotional security blanket for him. I've got to have my belief so high, so red hot, that he says, I just got to be around that. Because I let life get in the way. If I get around him, all those distractions are going to pale. They're going to disappear. And I'm going to stay focused on my dream. So, your events are big. They're huge. They're massive. Some of you, I think you're going to earn significantly more than $1,000 a year. You come back to this event. Some of you should get 10 tickets or more to this event. You haven't decided to for whatever reason. That's up to you. But here's what I'm telling you.
Marco, can you host an even where you just say, suck me, I'll pay top dollar to sit at the front?
Of course I can. That's what the people want. We're getting after it. We're grooving. We're getting going. There's 197 people watching and only 175 thumbs ups. Can we crack 200?
Thumbs up the king. Let's go.
You make the decision, you say yes, tell the world, and then figure it out. It's going to change your whole life. That's all. How many people wish you had more people at this event? Raise your hands. The only reason why I encourage you to come back is because I know it's going to help. But you know what?
The only reason I encourage you to come back is because I make $2.3 million every time we do one of these.
Sad, even though I'll love to see you again, is if you let life get in the way and it's just you again.
Thanks, Marco.
Instead of you plus 100.
Why on earth would you need to bring 100 fucking people to this?
You changing your team's perception of the world. So, event strategy. It's the easiest shortcut I know to going to the top, because it overcomes all these other lack of skill that are out there in the profession. So proclaim it. Tell everybody you're going to do it. Be relentless. Go crazy.
Ah, that's the video. Said nothing the whole time. Wow, can't make this shit up. Okay, let's watch Deal with Objections Now. I already know this one's going to make me mad, but let's check it out. This one's going to actually make me mad.
4 steps to dealing with any objection. 4 steps to dealing with any objection.
Write this
Would
down.
you like to just be equipped to use an objection to your benefits?
Write this down.
Number 1, listen. Listen to what they're saying without talking, without interrupting them, without waiting.
You're welcome, Lally H. You can't get the image of Eric turning into a spider. You know how, like, in It, Pennywise turns into the giant fucking spider monster? That's what I'm picturing.
For your turn to talk. Just listen until you really understand where they're coming from.
Exactly, Dave. Paying $1,000 to be told you're selfish for coming alone. See? Doesn't it make you want to be a villain just a little bit? Come on, y'all. Streamlabs link in the chat. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do a dono goal next stream tomorrow night. I'm gonna do a dono goal for $1,000 called "Stay on the light side" or some "Don't go to the dark side," some shit. Cause watching this stuff pisses me off. Makes me want to become the best. You're the best around. Now that I'm feeling a bit better, you know, my singing voice about to come back to the stream. You're about to see me start. When Michael Jackson did the Earth song. Y'all about to see it, bro.
Marco. Marco.
Hold up now. All right.
Listen to what's going on. Listen to the inflection of how they're saying it. Listen. Until you fully understand. You might have to ask a few follow-up questions to fully understand what it is that there is the issue.
Made no sense.
Listen. Number 2, relate. Relate to that person. Help them not feel like they're crazy.
Gaslight yourself.
Person says, I don't have the time. You might ask a few questions.
Thank you, Lindy. I'm behind watching the part about everyone donating $3. I'll skip my coffee tomorrow. Thank you, Lindy. Hey. Nice. NPA's hilarious. Woo. Yeah, that gold suit is crazy, right? That Dijon mustard yellow.
About that, and they tell you, you know, their story about not having much time. Then relate to them.
Katia says, I'd be the opposite. I'd get a humiliation kink like, yeah, tell me I'm not working my business enough. Yo, chill out. Y'all getting me bricked. Y'all getting me bricked in this goddamn YouTube live stream with this. Chill out.
Here's what you do. You say, I had the same thought that you're having right now.
Look at the fucking shoes. Look at the shoes. Goddamn motherfucking zebra skin shoes. This is a terrible outfit. Gray pants, black shirt, yellow jacket, and fucking... Those shoes look like my deceased grandmother's fucking backgammon board. What the hell is even that? He looks like gold dust. Do you mean Goldar? Woo! Can't make this up. This is an insane fit. Halloween costume fit right here.
Oh.
He doesn't know how to dress the lower half of his body because he's used to having spider legs here. Yeah, he's used to having spider legs there. So normally it's, you know, if I just, yeah, you get me.
When I first looked at this, I didn't think I had the time either. We're the same, you and me. They say, I'm just not sure about network marketing. I wasn't either.
Totally Big Zim.
You have the same challenges I had. I'm not sure if I have the money to do this. This seems like a big decision. Me too. This was a big decision for me. Even though I was making enough to make a living, everybody thought I was okay. I still didn't have very much at the end of the month, and this was scary as far as an investment. I didn't want to be a loser and whatever.
The Pitbull influence is hilarious, Danny.
It happens to be relate.
I need to see a pic of him with spider legs now. Hold on, let me open my Discord and see if one of y'all has already made an Eric Worre spider. No, not quite. Not quite, but NPAS did post this in the Discord. Is this a wrestler, NPAS? I'm sorry, I didn't even know who this was when you said Gold Dust. I didn't know who Gold Dust was. NPAS posted this in the Discord. And said, this is Eric Worre. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh, owie. Y'all stupid, man. Stupid. Okay.
To them so they feel we're the same, you and me. Okay, listen, relate. Third is to tell stories, yours or others. Tell stories. I got this.
Cosmics Bay says, imagine seeing this man walk on stage in a suit jacket, skinny jeans, and croissants for shoes. Hilarious.
Concept from an old Amway tape I listened to years ago. And the title of the tape was To Build Your Rut. and let other people see their own challenges in your story. You know, that you get stuck in a rut, build yours. And here's what this means. Somebody says, I don't have the money. Don't say, yes, you do. You can figure this out. Or don't even give them advice, because that's what we're tempted to do. Let me tell you how to. You know, and now it's a talking down to them, subservient type of a situation.
The tool scam, yeah.
Here's a better way to do it. Tell a story, your story, if it's appropriate to you. Somebody says, I don't have the money. Say, I totally understand. We're the same, you and me. When I first looked at this, I barely had enough to keep the wolves away from the door. I was already freaked out about what was going on at work. I had credit card debt. I had student loans. I had these different situations. Nobody else knew that I had these financial struggles, but I had them. And when I looked at the $1,000 it was going to take for me to be a part of this, it scared me a little bit. And I wondered if it was a worthwhile investment to add to the stress that I already had in my life.
He is the tool. Hold on. Benjamin, I hate that you used Facebook Messenger because I never check it, but he sent me this. Eric Worre with the spider legs. Very good. Pretty good for a quick, like, 2-minute edit. You know what I mean? We can work on it. Spider legs. This is what happens when you give a grown man who's 27, but with the sense of humor of a 7-year-old, a computer and like a green screen and the internet. That's the shit I think of. Imagine him with spider legs. I couldn't just watch a video and like criticize it normally. I have to have like the most fantastical perception of it. Whatever. It's fun.
But let me tell you what I realized. At this stage of my life, if $1,000 was going to make me nervous, I bought the wrong plan. I was stuck in the wrong situation.
My fault.
I've been helping other people get rich for too long.
The irony.
So I just knew that for things to change, I had to change.
Wow.
I had to look at things different.
This guy scrolling Twitter on his phone right behind Eric.
To decide to invest in me instead of investing my time and my life in others. So I made the decision to get creative and resourceful, and I found the $1,000, even though it scared me a little bit. And you know what that $1,000 turned into for me? It was a symbol of my commitment to change my life. I decided that I was going to make that change, and I could do it, and I just had to say no to a few things and say yes to my future. So that's my story. Now, I didn't say one thing about them. I said it all about me. And then it's just a quick step number 4. If I would you. Wow. If I could show you how I got creative to figure out the $1,000, even though it scared me at first, and it was the best decision I ever made, if I showed you how I did that, the decisions I made and the lessons I learned, if I could show you that, would you be willing at least to take a look at it? Understand what I did?
Leave her
The
alone.
answer's almost always, 99% of the time, it's going to be sure, show me. You could do the same thing with time. I don't have to have the time. Me either. I was freaking out about time. I had work pressure. I had home pressure. I didn't have any time for myself. The kids were pulling at me. I had to do this and I had to do that. And to think about, I'm going to start a new business and try and carve out 10 or 15 or 20 hours. Oh, it freaked me out to even think about it. It wasn't the money, it was the time. But then I realized that if I didn't control my life at this stage of my life, was I ever going to with this plan? I took a look at this and I realized I might.
So this is Eric's yearly event, Network Marketing Pro, Go Pro. It is the one where you can buy a $1,000 ticket. It is the same energy as Yes Man, totally. what MLM was he in or still is. He is not in any specific company. He sells these trainings to all people in all MLM companies. So he's sort of, he's got a smart strategy. He doesn't, the churn rate of MLM doesn't really affect him. He just gets a little piece of the pie from everybody.
Have to make some sacrifices to make the...
What was the Instagram quote you said Worre would post? Objections turn into opportunities or something? I don't remember. You'd have to go back.
Time work in the short term. And it might even be less comfortable today. But 5 years...
Oh, Katya, that's so dark. Sure, show me. When someone lures me to their van because they say they have a puppy. It's haram.
From today, I'll buy my time back. 5 years from today, I'll have more choices. 5 years today, I'll have more freedom. Because if I don't have time now, if I keep doing what I've been doing, I'm never going to have time.
A greeting card company, wow. Crazy shit.
So time's our freedom, right? I want to be able to enjoy that. So if I could show you how I got creative to figure out the time and why it was worth it for me, would you be willing to take the next step with me? Yeah, sure.
Wow. Bullshit, dude. All right, I got one more. This is called How to Recruit 20 People in 30 Days. And this is not a convention one. This is just him talking to the camera. Let's check it out.
Welcome to Network Marketing Pro. My name is Eric Worre. And how would you like to recruit 20 people in 30 days? Is that even possible? What does that even mean? I've been around the network marketing profession for a long time. And if I look back and deconstruct the success that I've had personally as a distributor, I'm now retired as a distributor, but over the 30 years or so I've been involved in this profession, there were several times during my career when I went on a recruiting binge, when I brought in 20 people in 30 days. And if I went back and reconstructed the financial returns of all of my efforts over all the years, guess where they all came from, or most of them came from. The
recruiting? Majority,
by far, came from 5 or 6 times during a 20, 30-year career when I recruited 20 people in 30 days. And I started to measure and track other very successful people in network marketing. My friends, the $1 million earners. These people who really crack the code for network marketing success. And to a person, they've all, if they went back and...
Why do people pay to go to these events when they post them on YouTube the next day?
Tracked where the majority of their success came from, it came from a burst of energy where they took all of their efforts and time and energy and I
said something really funny on a stream I did with Julie Anderson. She was in the 2nd episode of Multi-Level Misery. She has a channel as well. And I did a live stream with her last week where we were reacting to a Ray Higdon video. And I said, Ray Higdon always looks like he just smelled a fart and he's trying not to say anything about it. Because he always has this just shitty face, just this scowl where he'll be talking, he'll be like, when you're trying to recruit people into your business and you're trying to get them into your company, that's how his face is. He always looks annoyed about something. So at least Eric is kind of jolly, he kind of gives you some charm, hold on, I shouldn't say charm. He's got some charisma.
And passion.
His head is shaped like a beauty blender. Ah! His head is shaped like when you take, those videos when they put a bunch of elastic bands around a watermelon to see how many it will take to actually crush the watermelon, and the center of it has been squeezed in, you know what I mean? Around here, he's been wearing a headband, or he's been wearing goggles for a really long time. That is totally the vibe. Totally.
And they condensed it down into a very short period of time. They got a lot done in a short period of time. Some people say slow and steady wins the race. In my opinion, in network marketing, slow and steady will starve you to death. You need to be the rabbit for a period of time, and then the turtle, consistent training, support, all that stuff. So what I would like to tell you before I tell you how you can recruit 20 people in 30 days, I want to tell you why to do it. If you're going to start this year strong, My biggest advice for you for this year, for this next 12 months, is to bring in the class of 2017.
Wow, how did
You have your existing team, that's all fine. But bring in a new, fresh team. You want to motivate your existing team?
That's so funny that he says that, because one of the reasons why I really want to start going and talking to high school students in their graduating year about MLM, I basically want to go to schools and speak to the 12th grade students about the dangers of MLM, because they are the most susceptible and like ripe, naive audience to be taken advantage of by these MLM shills. I want to go to these schools and educate people about these things in advance so they know not to get into them. So they know that when they graduate high school and they're 18 or 19, like my best friend from high school who joined World Financial Group, because you have no fucking life experience at that point, and somebody pitches you this business and you're at the most insecure, most lost point of your life for most people. You've just graduated high school. You don't know what you want to do. You want to make money. You want to impress girls, whatever it is. And they get you with this shit. I think it's no coincidence that Eric here says the class of 2017. I think he literally means the graduating class of 2017. I want to go talk to these kids so that they understand once they graduate high school and their aunt or their cousin or some random lady at the grocery store comes up to them and tells them about this, they remember, oh yeah, I saw that guy who came and talked to us at our school 2 years ago and he told us about this. So no, I'm good. This really fucked up, And the other thing too is, this is one of the things I'm going to talk about in my speech at the MLM Conference in 10 days. Registration link in the description. If the goal of multi-level marketing was truly to sell products, like they say, it's direct selling. We're selling to people. We're selling products. We don't make money from recruiting. No. We make zero from recruiting. We only make money when we sell. If that was really true, why would you want to recruit? If your goal was to sell product, if I had a business where I was selling chocolate chip cookies, right? And I needed to find as many people to buy from me so that I could make money, it would work against me to hire my next door neighbor to start their own chocolate chip cookie business to go and sell, because now I'm recruiting my own competition. This is the opposite of how free market business works. It's anti-capitalism, You're going and saturating your own industry, your own market. Let's say you could have the ideal MLM recruit's dream, where just you woke up tomorrow and you had 10,000 people from your city who were on your team. Okay, how the fuck is any one of them gonna make money simply from selling when there's so much other competition? If you have 10,000 people on your team, one of those people is lucky to make a sale. Lucky. Because there's 9,999 other people selling. Marco has a scarcity mindset, yeah. So, when they do videos like this, talking about recruiting 20 people in 30 days, you only recruit 20 people to work for your company when there is so much demand that you need 20 people. He is talking about somebody, presumably who has no people, recruiting 20 people. Why would you need to recruit 20 people when you have no money coming in, when there's no sales being made? This is one of the things I want to talk about in my speech. It's like, this is not business. This is not direct selling. They are telling a half truth when they say we don't make money from recruiting. We only make money when we sell. That is true-ish. They are making a sale and they are making money off that sale, but that sale is a sale that they made to a new distributor coming and buying a starter kit. The supposed sales that are being made to actual people out there in the world who really want this skincare, protein powder, shampoo, whatever, is negligible. Where are they? Do you, watching this right now, Do you know anyone, or have you ever known anyone who really enjoyed an MLM company's product or purchased it for any reason other than it was pushed onto them by their friend or family? Where are these people? Furthermore, how would a company, let's say, just make up a company in your mind, a company that sells skincare, an MLM company that sells skincare that's been around for a long time and makes millions of dollars every year. When that company sells a starter kit to a distributor, how does that company know whether the products in that starter kit were sold or whether they sat on a shelf in the distributor's house? How would they know? How would they know? There's been this myth, there is this myth that MLM companies are wholesalers and then they sell to their distributors and the distributors are the ones who go and make the retail sales. This is not true. The truth is the MLM company is the retailer and the distributors are the customers. That's it. Any business that does not have the data regarding its own sales is destined to fail. I don't care what industry you're in. You could sell cars, you could sell fast food, you could sell, literally think of anything you could sell. The one thing you would need to know to run your business, the one piece of data, the one metric that if it was missing, your whole shit would crumble, is sales. You need to know your sales. In an MLM company, we've already established there's no way for them to know which specific formula product sold well. If you don't know which one sells the best, how can you increase your supply of it? If you don't know which ones struggle to sell, how can you adjust your marketing and pricing to offset this? You can't. And yet these companies have been around for decades and they tout millions of dollars in earnings every single year. How is this possible? How can this be? I'll tell you. Because the MLM companies don't care about what the distributors sell. They don't care about how successful the distributors are. They care about making a sale of a starter kit. The product cost, the actual manufacturing cost of the products inside that starter kit were already accounted for when they sold it to the distributor. The company already made their money on it when the distributor bought it. If the distributor goes out there and sells the shampoo and protein powder and, skincare and recoups their money and does a reorder, great. But that is an afterthought. It is secondary to the actual business model. The business model is we sell people the dream, tell them that they can become an independent business owner and a distributor, both falsehoods, both misappropriations of those words. They're conflating those terms with pretend business, okay? The business model is they sell people the dream of being an entrepreneur, CEO, independent business owner, CEO, boss babe, momtrepreneur, so that they can sell a starter kit to that person. Once they sell that starter kit, they've made their money. The end. That is the business of multi-level marketing. And if that distributor can go and recruit other distributors who also pay the company $500 for a starter kit, amazing. And the supposed incentive to those distributors who recruit is that they can now earn a higher commission on the shampoo and skincare they sell, depending on how many people they have under them. Again, that makes no sense because the company, as we established, already covered their product cost when they sold the starter kit. They're not going to sell it at a loss. So the fact that you can unlock a higher commission percentage for recruiting people is just, they made it up. They already made, they're literally only giving you money back because you recruited more people who spent more money. That's where your extra commission is coming from the person you recruited who also paid $500. And this is not a business. You know what this is called? A pyramid scheme. That's that. What up, Scott Schaefer? Appreciate you being here. Yeah, you got all the women up in this chat. I need to start making MLM videos. Hilarious. Yeah, I guess it is pretty What can I say? What can I say? Girls, we run the world. Am I right? Hey, we run the world. What can I say? It's not that it's MLM videos. It's just that I'm such a charming, handsome guy that the ladies all flock. I don't know what to say.
Thumbs up the king.
Marco.
What can I say?
Marco.
What can I say? I'm humble. I'm so humble. So humble, Frankie. Appreciate you being here, Scott. And I appreciate all the ladies being here. Yeah. Well, no, to be serious, it does make sense that the majority of the anti-MLM audience is women because the majority of people in the multi-level marketing industry are women. The number I was used to was 74%. Recently on the DSA website, a few days ago when I was looking, they actually said it was 84%. So regardless, it's the majority. I heard this guy got cast in the live action Mr. Potato Head movie. So true. I could see that. Megamind. When did I start wearing a backwards hat? I started wearing a backwards hat recently. As you know, I'm growing my hair back out so that, I'm not rocking the bald look anymore. But my hair is at like sort of that weird length where it's not long enough. It's too short for me to style any sort of way, but it's not long enough yet. So it just kind of looks weird. It's just in that awkward phase. So I'm trying to let it grow out. I'm really praying that in 10 days from now, by the time I do this conference, or actually in 9 days, by the time I do the Doug Brooks interview, it's a bit longer. Otherwise, I might panic, shave my head bald again right before because I need my hair to grow. But what can you do? The Boss Babes, yes. Okay, you got me. You're just cute. I don't actually give a fuck about MLM. Hilarious. Dave says, that's why high consumption products now dominate. There's only so many vacuums you could feasibly own. But you're going to piss out all those fizz sticks each month. Exactly. It's genius. All right, here we go. Cool. All right, let's continue with this bullshit.
Bring in a fresh group in 2017. And that fresh group is going to do more to inspire. Your actions with bringing those people in and getting them off to a fast start is going to do more to inspire your existing team than any amount of talk that you can do. Bring in the class of 2017 and do it in a bunch. I would much rather, I will tell you there's a huge difference in results. If you bring in 20 people in 20 months, let's say 20 people in 30 months. If you bring in that same 20 people in 30 weeks instead of 30 months, you're going to get a different result. You're going to get more energy, more passion, more rank advancement, more volume, more duplication if you bring them in 30 weeks. But if you take those same 20 people and you bring them in 30 days, you multiply their chances of success by a factor of 10. There's so much energy and urgency and camaraderie and competition and learning together that you create when you do it in a burst of energy. So I hope that I've planted a seed in your mind that maybe it's a good idea for you to go and do this. You might not have recruited 20 people ever in your career. And you can, I promise you, if you'll engage in the activities. It's just math. It's just math. If you break it down to recruit 20 people, you have to just look at how many people you have to do a presentation to in order to be able to do it. I'm just saying condense that down. So if you want to recruit 20 people in 30 days, for the people in the Network Marketing Pro community, I want to see you do it. And we put together a program, a home study course to walk you through how to recruit 20 people in.
And it's only $897.
30 days. It's 5 video modules. Condensed step by step by step by step by step, and a workbook. We offer this to the world for $297, and there are countless people.
Did I just guess the price? Did I just guess the price? Go back, play it back. What did I actually fucking just say? Shout out to Mike Winnett, Entrepreneur Bingo. They always end the price with a 97. It always ends in a 7. I don't know why, but this is like an actual trick of the trade. Hold on, I gotta go back
in the Network Marketing Pro
and see what I said.
Presentation too in order to be able to do it.
What did I say?
It's just math. If you break it down to recruit 20 people, you have to just look at how many people you have to do a presentation to in order to be able to do it. I'm just saying condense that down. So if you want to recruit 20 people in 30 days, for the people in the network marketing
I'm replaying my own stream.
pro community, I want to see you do it. And we put together a program, a home study course to walk you through how to recruit 20 people in.
It's only $897. $897. Okay, so I said $897. He said $297. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up.
We offer this to the world for $297, and there are countless people that have used it to create network marketing success.
Art of the deal. Sevens confuse the mind. Is that true? Jesus Christ. Does he think that by saying it's $297 instead of $299 that it's gonna like make me think it's not $300? Like, is there actually some reason they do this? I'm unaware. I'm unclear. Scott Schaefer, do you know?
The testimonials, the results out of this program blow away the results of any program we've ever done. People use it to go get their 20 in 30. I want you to get your 20 in 30. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this program available to the Network Marketing Pro community. You're hearing about it because you're part of that community for $197 for 3 days.
Woo! Artificial scarcity, that's another thing too. It's a limited time offer. Why? Made it up.
72 hours. And when that 72 hours is gone, then it goes back to the $297 and people can get the access to it throughout the year at that $300 price. Still an incredible bargain to be able to do that. But just $197 for 72 hours. Here's my suggestion to you. You get your hands on this program and put it to work. Bring in the class of 2017. Second, get your team to do the same thing. Imagine if you and everybody in your group do it at the same time. The energy that you can create is phenomenal. You could pick whatever 30 days you want to do it. You might want to study for a few weeks and then do it. Maybe you got a convention coming up. It's going to really help. Maybe you want to bring in the class of 2017 early versus at the end of the year. You're going to have a better result at the end of the year if you'll get it going at the beginning of the year. So go to Network Marketing Pro.
Look at this. GoPro Accelerator 2023. Choose program package. 90-day recruiting run, $5,000, $10,000 for 2 runs, $13,000 for 3 runs. What does this mean, Eric Worre? Enroll more recruits in 90 days than most network marketers do in their lifetime. Turn distributors into duplicators to earn in advance like crazy without working like crazy. Replay of $1 Million Mindset number 1, $1 Million Mindset 2 and 3. Wow. 13,000 motherfucking dollars. Bitcoin, USDC, Tether, Ethereum. Totally legit. 13,000. I actually just for the sake of my mind, I just want to know what 13,000 US is in Canadian where I live. $18,000. I have a converter, like a currency calculator on my phone. Wow, dude. I can't believe this. So haram. Eric Worre. Every video I watch of this guy is so haram. You know what? There was one other video I wanted to react to, which was Eric Worre did an interview with Larry King. Yes, the Larry King. Obviously, he's dead now. Rest in peace. But Eric Worre has an interview with Larry King. This was the last video I wanted to react to about Eric Worre, but we've already been going for 2 hours. So, almost 2 hours exactly. So, I don't want it to get too long. So, if y'all want to watch one more video, this one's longer, but we'll try to get through it. If you guys want to watch this video, just tell me in the chat, because sometimes when I go 3 hours, 4 hours, people complain. I like it. I have fun with y'all. The bags are flying. The laughs are flying. We're having a good time. But people do comment and complain and message me and say whatever. So y'all let me know. I'm going to fill in my water while y'all give me your feedback. All right, we're doing one more then. Looks like we're doing one more, you guys.
Let's go.
Billions and billions.
Do you like me? I gotta get the bag.
Love it. Here we go. Roll this blunt and buckle up, yep. Well, dude, before we get into this, I just want to ask, please thumbs up the stream.
Thumbs up the king.
Follow me on Instagram, dude. Always Marco. I post on there probably more than anywhere else. And the Discord, the link to the Discord, I'm going to put it in the chat. And it's also in the description, too. It's free to join. That's the community. That's where all the memes are. I'm sure somebody's going to post a picture of Eric Worre with spider legs in there, too. Yeah. So... Eric with spider legs, hilarious. Dave Vaughn posted in the Discord. This video shows a bit of backstory where Eric Worre back in 2011. It can sometimes help to know how the MLM's systems continuing assault on someone turns them into the spider beast of Marco's nightmares. Crazy. Crazy. All right, here we go, y'all. This is Eric Worre and Larry King. I can't fathom how much he paid Larry King to do this. Who got paid more, Larry King or Pitbull, to sit down with Eric Worre?
Hi, folks, and welcome to another edition of Communication U. Today's special guest is Eric Worre. Eric is widely considered the world's leading network marketing trainer. He's built sales organizations totaling more than 500,000 distributors in 60 countries. His book, Go Pro: 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Professional, has sold more than 1.5 million copies. Eric, welcome to Communication U. Our class is now in session.
It's my pleasure to be here, sir.
What is network marketing?
Network marketing.
It's a scam, Larry.
It is a distribution model for companies who have products that they want to sell, and they don't want to go through traditional distribution.
Why would you not want to go through traditional distribution? Think about what traditional distribution means today. Amazon, Walmart, Target, your own online store, Shopify. Why would you not want to use the traditional? Also, yeah, dude, what the fuck, Larry King? Why would Larry King do this? It's not like he needed the fucking money, did he? He had been doing radio shows nonstop and TV for, how old was he? 600 years? So, you know, I don't get it, but.
They set up a network of...
At the end, Larry did all sorts of infomercial type interviews. Oh, that's sad. So he was a reputable interviewer till the end, and then at the end, he just cashed in with all the grifters. Crazy.
Distributors who are going to take a good product and move it to the marketplace using word-of-mouth advertising. That's as simple as I can make it.
How did you get into it?
I got into it because, frankly, I had 18 jobs by the time I was 22 years old. I didn't have a lot of talent or education. I didn't go to college.
Still true.
I started a family and I needed cash flow, and a friend of mine that I respected who was a millionaire said, you should maybe...
How did you have a friend who was a millionaire? Just like casually, offhandedly mentions that.
Check this out. I think I would have a way for us to make some extra money. And I started back in 1988 and began a career that continued to this day.
How big is this industry?
Too fucking big, Larry. I mean, if it was me.
It's about almost 200 billion a year.
200 billion a year. More than the movie industry in America. Think about that. Think about how big of an industry movies are. Marvel, Spider-Man, Avengers, all the same thing. But yeah, it's true. Network marketing, bigger than the American movie industry.
In revenue. All the companies included, 200 billion a year in revenue. The commissions paid out to the sales reps and the distributors that are helping those companies distribute their products, they get paid about $200 million a day.
Wow.
Some of these companies are like Amway, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I guess, Avon calling. Or
Sure.
People consider that a pyramid.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Obviously, Eric wrote all of the questions for Larry to ask.
Some pyramid, because they say it's not the product, it's the distributor.
Yeah, some people think it's too good to be true. And frankly, if I'm honest, that part of that reputation is earned. And I'll tell you why.
Because it's a fucking scam, Eric.
The average rep out there,
He's going to say because most people don't work hard enough.
just can't help themselves. They're so excited about the opportunity that they have.
They embellish.
They exaggerate like crazy.
I'm sorry. Is this the same guy that we just watched in a video less than an hour ago where he talks about how you need to be so red hot excited that the person has no choice but to join you? Saying that people get too excited?
They go nuts. They say that it's easy when it's not easy. It's an entrepreneurial venture. Entrepreneurship is tough.
It's not entrepreneurship, but all good. Go off.
They say it's going to be fast. They say the product sells itself.
You literally just said that for $197, you'll teach us how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. All good.
And if all those things were true, the companies wouldn't need the distributors.
That's my point.
And then they exaggerate on the product too. They say the product cures this and it's magical that and it sells itself, all that nonsense. And because
all
of
that nonsense, yeah, like you're so above it. Eric Worre, fuck yourself.
That, it sets this crazy expectation in the average person's mind.
Yeah, exactly, Danny. He just said, we're 3 minutes into this interview. Look, 3 minutes. Look at the clock, 3:01. And you're right, Danny. He did just say the guy who got him in was a millionaire. So he's already embellishing the results of it.
That sounds way too good to be true. And when they get involved, they try it. It didn't live up to the expectation. They go, I guess this thing is just whatever.
So they get carried away.
They get carried away.
But when if your job is to hire more distributors, aren't you more interested in the distributor than the soap?
No. I mean, here's the thing. Ultimately,
yes.
The only way anybody gets paid is to move product. They got to move product.
Yeah, move product to another fucking distributor. They don't talk about that. That's the part they don't leave out. You know, we don't get paid for recruiting, guys. That a pyramid is when you get paid just to recruit people. We don't do that. We recruit people who pay into the company to buy the starter kit, and then we get paid. Right, but isn't that sort of the same thing? Because their recruiting was tied to the purchase of the product. Like, you can't have one without the other. They had to buy the product in order to be recruited. So that seems like just an extra step to get around the cut and dry fact that you're being paid to recruit, no? No, that's nonsense. We don't get paid to recruit. We only get paid when we help somebody. How do you help them? Well, it's simple. Our products are so amazing, they benefit people's lives. There's always going to be a need for what we do. So the benefit to them is actually the benefit to you because you're selling them something continuously? Listen. If you keep asking these questions, the reason Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day was so that he limited the amount of decision-making stress he had to put on his brain every day. And by wearing the same outfit every day, he eliminated a lot of the early decision-making so he could focus on the important things like that. Quick. Not everybody could be Steve Jobs, buddy. I'm offering you the opportunity to get in on the ground floor of Apple, essentially, right? But if you keep asking all these questions and delaying, you're proving to me that you don't have an entrepreneurial Steve Jobs mindset. You're proving to me that you have an employee Apple Store mindset. Because real CEOs, real entrepreneurs, real bosses, they make split decisions like that. They don't got to sit here and ask all these questions and do. So what's it going to be, man? What's it going to be? I don't know how you're shaming me about this. I have a job. It's you that wants my money. So if anything, you're the one who's acting out of desperation here. Also, if something is so legitimate, A, I probably wouldn't need to be asking all these questions. And B, if it is legitimate, it will stand up to scrutiny. So you really should have no problem answering my questions. All right, man, look, this business isn't for everybody. But I thought you said if you can do it, anyone can do it. I know, listen, this is not for everybody. And maybe you just don't have what it takes. So I'm going to go take my business elsewhere. You enjoy your little brokey 9 to 5, your J-O-B, journey of the broke. I'm going to be over here doing what I do, building my empire, finding my tribe. And in 365 days, you'll see. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it in my phone. 365 days from now, I'm going to check back, see where you are compared to where I am. And we'll see who's asking all the tough questions then, buddy. See you then. It's actually crazy that I know that I can do this whole conversation by myself because I've done it 1,000 times. Larry King did pass away, unfortunately.
Through that distribution system, right? Now, the second thing that helps is when you grow a network of people doing the same thing. You sell product, you make a high commission. You build a team of people selling the products, you make a lower commission, but on a larger group of people, okay?
Let me see him explain this.
People doing the same thing. Now, the second thing that helps is when you grow a network of people doing the same thing. You sell product, you make a high commission. You build a team of people selling the products, you make a lower commission, but on a larger group of people, okay? So the larger group of people does give you leverage, but nothing happens. Nobody gets paid for the act of recruiting a team. They only get paid when the product moves to a consumer.
But if I have 1,000 distributors.
I'm actually, okay, maybe Eric didn't script this. I'm glad that Larry is pushing back.
I don't have to sell anything.
Well, you need to lead by example if you want to lead those teams. Yeah.
Wow, a non-answer. Shout out to Larry for that. Yeah, exactly. If you have 1,000 people, you don't need to sell anything. And if everyone's trying to recruit 1,000 people, then it's obvious that selling is not the goal.
Lead those people, right? So you're going to need to sell something. Network marketing really is a lot of people doing a little bit. You know, people making a few extra dollars, and for those with big dreams and big ambitions, to kind of amp it up.
Why do companies choose to go that route? In other words, why didn't Amway just make products and put them in stores?
Great question.
I think it's so efficient. This method of operation.
Really? It's efficient? Messaging 1,000 people a day on fucking Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and it's efficient to not know which of your own company's products are the best sellers? It's efficient?
This method of distribution is so efficient and compared. Think about what's online today. All the different voices, people who are pounding on you in every direction. To try to get your attention, try to get your eyeballs, try to have you watch their show or listen to whatever it is they're going to say, and everybody's tuning it out. It's so fragmented today, nobody's listening. But word of mouth advertising is more powerful than ever. If
you just described word of mouth advertising.
If I say to you, hey, there's something that I tried and it really worked for me, that's going to work
Absolutely
1,000 times better than 50 ads on the internet.
Why do people join these companies?
Because they're desperate.
Is the attraction?
You know, I think, Larry, people are ready today more than any other time in history to be their own boss.
Wow.
Technology's wiping out jobs. Technology's wiping out industries.
You know what's funny? Eric, you're such a rat fuck for this. Everybody in MLM always, regardless of the time period, has a fucking answer for this. Okay, so I'm working on this Primerica video, right? As part of my research for this Primerica video, I am doing segments on some of the top people in Primerica. And as part of this, I am going back through the ages and finding videos of them giving the opportunity presentations and seeing how those presentations changed from 2008 to 2020, etc. If you watch an MLM presentation from 2008, 2009, they'll say, do you guys see what's happening with the economy? Everything's collapsing. Now is the best time to be your own boss. If you go towards, a little bit in the future, 2015, 2016, they'll say, you guys see all this stuff. In a few years, we're going to have AI. Amazon is so big. Mom and pop shops aren't safe anymore. Even Walmart is getting taken over by Amazon. Now is the best time. 2020, there was a huge spike in MLM revenue because of COVID. Guys, look what's happening. The dollar is crashing. Everyone's going into crypto and Forex. Everyone's getting laid off of their jobs. You can't rely on your employer. Now is the time. You need to be your own boss. They will always have some sort of extraneous variable that they use to justify why the thing that they are pushing is the thing. And of course, what they are pushing is an idea that is such an antiquated business model, it doesn't even hold up to the thing they're comparing it to, whatever economic crisis or global health situation there is. They are talking about multi-level marketing and claiming that it is an even more antiquated business model of direct selling. Direct selling. You selling something to someone. I can't think of any industry aside from illegal narcotics and prostitution where direct selling would be the most efficient means of selling it. Even marijuana you can purchase legally now. You can have it delivered to you. So the idea of you messaging a person to get an affiliate link or going and meeting up with a person in real life to buy something out of their trunk or from their house or them coming to you. I can't imagine any industry where that would be more efficient than what most people do. Amazon, click, done. To suggest that direct selling or multi-level marketing, not even multi-level marketing, let me just say, because they claim it's direct selling. To suggest that direct selling is a viable business strategy in 2023 is like suggesting that opening up a Blockbuster location is a viable business strategy in 2023. It just doesn't exist anymore because technology has advanced to the point where we have better ways. History teaches us convenience always wins. When Netflix came along and they said you can lay in bed and press one button, instead of having to drive to the store, run into your neighbor, on and on. It's why texting is more popular than calling on the phone. Most people prefer to text. They don't like when somebody calls them. They don't like when somebody knocks at their door. People don't know their neighbors like they used to. It's more efficient this way. So, again, just another element of why multi-level marketing is absolute bullshit.
The human value is going down and down and down as technology goes up and up and up. And people are saying, I don't want to fit in some other system anymore. I want to be my own boss, but they don't know how to do it. Do they have a good product? Do they have enough money? Do they have the expertise in order to be able to do it? But if there was a way for a person to start their own business without a lot of risk, and they could flex that entrepreneurial muscle.
Great point, Fairy Glam. Yeah. Most people, yeah, same here. I tell the Uber Eats driver to fucking leave it outside. I'll grab it.
They have the chops, they're interested. So it's making a big difference. People are taking that step.
Are you fighting the Amazons of the world, or are you on a parallel line?
Can't wait for this one.
Well, Amazon is a unique, as you know, they're taking over the world, right? There's these few companies that are absolutely changing distribution. But what they don't have is word-of-mouth advertising.
Eric, the look on your face in this shot tells me you don't even fucking believe that. I cannot believe the nuts on this guy to even try and make the case for why multi-level marketing is still a viable thing to do in the shadow of Amazon. Amazon doesn't have word-of-mouth advertising? Hey, Eric, I don't know if you know this. Amazon doesn't need word-of-mouth advertising. They are the best retailer, most efficient retailer in human history. The only way Amazon could get better is if they invent some shit that makes it like a machine that teleports the shit to you. Wow. And also, a lot of MLM companies sell their products on Amazon. You can go buy Monet on Amazon. So, doesn't this directly undercut these distributors? These companies claim they sell the product through their distributors. Well, if that's the case, why even put it on Amazon? Or if it's going to be on Amazon, why even have the distributors? Jeff Bezos checks under the bed for this guy, yeah. Eric Worre looks like Jeff Bezos if he drowned and they fished his body out and he was like all bloated and shit.
They don't have a network of passionate people who believe in the product, sharing it with other people.
Let me see what his excuse is for this.
Have a network of, but what they don't have is word of mouth advertising. They don't have a network of passionate people who believe in the product, sharing it with other people. We provide a really important educational need in the marketplace. We educate people on products that will be valuable to them. We don't really deal with commodities as much. We just deal with products that are valuable that we can help to inform somebody else about.
That was one of the best non-answers I've ever heard.
Communication skills are the most important for the network marketer.
Well, communication skills, that's your world, right?
Yeah.
I think in previous decades, my mission inside of this profession is to raise the standards, is to take this profession, take it to the place where it needs to be, professionalize it, as it were. When you talk about GoPro, professionalizing the network marketing field instead of this lottery mentality that's out there.
One of my favorite things that Doug Brooks, the famous anti-MLM lawyer, says is that multi-level marketing is like buying a lottery ticket for last week's lottery. I love that.
And part of that is, for decades, people were just trying to get somebody. I want to go get them. I'm going to go sign them up. They're like hunting people, and people felt hunted, right? But professionals today, they're more interested as an ultimate goal of education and understanding. They just want to educate people to the point that they understand what they have. And in order to educate them, you have to communicate with them. You've got to connect with a person. You have to build rapport, build a little bit of trust. And through that process, you now have an entry point to educate them. Here's my product. See if there's a fit. See if there's a need. If there is, fantastic. If there's not.
Eric Worre doesn't sell anything, Joey K. He sells how to be a good network marketer. He sells books and trainings and conventions and shit like that.
Wonderful.
He's grifting. He's skimming off the skim. He's grifting off the grift. You know what I mean? He's scamming the scam. It's fucked.
Can people learn these skills? I hope they can.
Yeah, I mean, you've taught, how many millions of people have you taught communication skills? I mean, I learned from maybe your first course you ever did, 20 plus years ago.
How to talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Yes, a Nightingale Conant course. I listened to it all the time. And one of the big keys I got out of it, I used it for build a social media business. I used it for my network marketing business. I used it in everything that I do. And I also had it reinforced by a book I read about Frank Capra. Frank Capra's autobiography. The name above the title was the book. But the number one commandment?
The evolution of a predator. They could feel us hunting them. Yep, turn the camo on.
Is thou shalt not be boring. Just don't be boring and you're good. And that you use that principle. And I think in communication, if you use that principle, you're going to be fine.
Are you still developing your skills?
You know what? I mean, I think today I'm just hitting the tip of the iceberg as far as potential. I got a good framework. I've been doing this for 30 years, but.
Very strategic. You might have missed that. Eric saying that he is only really at the tip of the iceberg in terms of his potential, his skills, and he's been doing it for 30 years is a beautiful alley-oop to his own business, which sells you on the idea of how to improve your mindset and become a better communicator. Because he can tell you, once you start to think you know everything, he can tell you, oh, no, I've been doing this 30 years. I still need more. This is one of the very dangerous things about the entire, self-improvement industry, self-help industry. In MLM, you will have a crash course, fast track into this. They will sell you on the idea of your mindset, the law of attraction. It's not a law, it's pseudoscience. They'll sell you on this stuff very early. And what you learn very early is that your mindset, you're never done. Your mindset can always be improved. You can always become a better communicator. You can always improve your mindset. Thus, you can always find value in this course or this seminar or this convention that I'm doing. Thus, I can always make money off you. And that's the industry that Eric is in. So this is very strategic. Him saying here, I've been in this 30 years and I'm still only really hitting the tip of the iceberg in terms of my potential. So that way, when he comes to you telling me, no, you need this one, and you say, well, what about the last one? He says, look, I've been doing this 30 years. If I say you need this, you need this. He's qualifying himself here.
I'm world class in my little universe, but I'm still only operating at 10% of my potential. There's so much farther I can go.
Don't you have it down?
I do, but I will tell you, there's two things that I've realized specifically in the last 5 years that make me happy. One,
money,
is growth. If I'm growing, I'm happy.
If I'm growing, I'm showing.
And two is contribution. If I'm contributing to the lives of somebody else in a positive way, I'm happy. And I have to have both of those things in place. And what growth and improvement of my skills creates for me, beyond cash flow, beyond growing a business, is the ability to influence and contribute to somebody else's life because I upped my game.
Exactly, the Titanic. Another great non-answer.
Because I upped my abilities, my ability to communicate.
You wrote this book, Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional.
Recruit. What
do you mean by pro?
Well,
as opposed to amateur?
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean by pro? If you've been doing it 30 years and you're only at 10%, what does that mean?
Sure.
Yeah, we talk about posers, we talk about amateurs, and inside of network marketing for decades, it was filled with pros and amateurs, people trying to get something for nothing, people crossing their fingers and getting involved like a lottery. What I tell them is, look, if you're gonna do this, just decide to be a professional. Learn some skills, give it some time, it's worth it, but it's not gonna be easy. Set proper expectations and go out there and show the world that network marketing is.
Just before I lose this thought, while we're on the topic of law of attraction and mindset stuff, I wanted to make a comment about Jessie Lee. Somebody actually commented this on my stream that I did about her having cancer recently. And they said something, I apologize, I don't remember who this was. So if you're here, please, raise your hand and I'll credit you. Somebody said, this is what's so problematic about the whole you get what you attract philosophy that's so prevalent in multi-level marketing. Bob Proctor, I talked about Bob Proctor in a video of mine. He was the guy who was so about the secret and, think and grow rich and mindset. That was his whole grift. Mindset. I'll show you how to get anything you want in your life. He was fucking 2 billion years old. I actually don't know how he didn't die sooner. But he was always talking about that. And it's troublesome because if you believe that if you vibrate your molecules on the proper, frequency, then you will attract that stuff. So if you attract yourself to the vibrational frequency of money, think about that. What does that mean? How do you know? How many hertz? I'm a trained audio engineer. How many hertz is the frequency of money? Are we talking about the actual paper? Or are we talking about the number on the screen? Because I can't really think of what money is aside from those two things. So how do you temper your body's frequency to match an inanimate or intangible thing, such as money? I have no fucking clue. Maybe I'm not awakened enough yet. But when people get cancer, like Jessie Lee having stage 4 colon cancer, if you believe that you attract everything that comes to you, Well, now, how do you explain something like, I wish I could have sat in front of Bob Proctor and said, what do you think about a child who gets cancer? Did they attract that to themselves? In my video about my first I Am Academy video, in my section where I talk about Bob Proctor, I actually bring up an old article that was, an old interview that was done with Bob Proctor, and the reporter asks him, what do you think about starving children in Darfur? Did they attract that poverty onto themselves? And he said something like, I don't know what to say about that child, but, you know, the leaders of the country probably attracted that through their decisions. Like, okay, so then it's not law of attraction then, is it? If we're talking about like socioeconomic things and political things that have contributed to them being poor. Maybe they have natural disasters over there. Again, how is that people attracting it to themselves? It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing because, you know, heads I win, tails you lose. Either way I win. And when you think that everything that happens to you in your life is something you attracted, then it puts you in sort of a quagmire when something bad happens to you, even though you supposedly did everything right. You know? I wonder how Jessie Lee is processing her having cancer in terms of that framework. Did you not work hard enough to not have cancer? Was your faith not strong enough? Did you attract it onto yourself? Did the starving child in Africa who died today attract it to themselves? Was their mindset wrong? Anyways, just, you know, I really could go. You guys have seen me do a couple little tangents just tonight on the stream about things that are so absolutely ridiculous about multi-level marketing. I could really go on all day.
Isn't perfect, but if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, it's better. It beats any other entrepreneurial venture for the average person.
For most people,
no question.
For most people, is it a side job?
Yeah, I think most people
during the day
start there.
and I saw.
Yeah, I mean that's one of its great benefits is people don't have to walk away from their job in order to be able to start this. Like a traditional business, they might have to walk away from their job to start.
Sorry to pause again. Exactly, Morgan. It also makes people scared to think any negative thoughts or properly process pain because they feel like bad things will happen to them. Totally. Being a human is not about never feeling pain or fear or sadness. Being a human is about feeling the entire spectrum of human emotion: love, hate, pain, pleasure, sadness, joy. If you don't feel when you're supposed to feel, if you don't feel in your emotion the feeling that correlates to what's happening in your life situation, and you just lack connection to that, that makes you a sociopath. That doesn't make, you know, that's not you being optimized. It means you're a sociopath. You have no conscience. You're not connected to your emotions. You know? I don't think they diagnose people as sociopath or psychopath. They call it dissociative personality disorder, right? You dissociate from feeling, empathy, emotion. And religious people, you know, religious cults can do this too. It was the way God intended it. Really? So God intended for that kid to be hit by a car. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's a God that I really am trying to rock with, to be honest. You know. Yeah, just stop being poor.
It's on Thursday nights and Saturdays.
A lot of 5, 10, 15 hours a week.
Do a lot of people start to make money right away?
Some. It depends on the person.
Sorry to hear, Trey-Tino. That's horrible.
Here's one of the fallacies that everybody's going to win inside of network marketing. Everybody doesn't win. You know, a good...
What did I say? Dissociative? Sorry, antisocial personality disorder.
Chunk of people get involved and don't do anything. And that's true. 90% of real estate agents never sell a single home.
Again, with the real estate analogy, it's not real estate.
I know.
Okay? So most people who buy a book don't read the book. They have it. It's sitting there. They haven't read it. They paid for it. Same thing's true. People get involved in network marketing and they don't take the next step because the price of entry is so low. For like under $1,000.
I feel that too, Joey. When things are going too good, I'm like, oh fuck, something bad's about to happen. I'm about to get that phone call.
Person can start a business. You know what it takes to start a real business.
Sure. When you get started, I guess most people
I actually rock with that idea, Trey Tino. I do think your childhood trauma can affect medical issues you have later in life. You know, sickness is inflammation. Stress is inflammation. I do believe they're correlated. You know, people with heart disease are usually the most stressed people. That makes a lot of sense to me. And there's a movie called The Wisdom of Trauma. It's Gabor Mate. You guys probably have seen clips on TikTok of Gabor Mate. And he talks about how a lot of times people who have life-threatening illnesses, heart disease, cancer, etc., it is because, at least in part, they have unresolved trauma, emotional things that are burdening them that they never resolved. And like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It sits inside you and it becomes cancer, you know. It sounds like you're against self-help. Of course not.
call their uncle,
yeah, some do.
mother-in-law,
Sure.
right? You sell your family first.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Isn't that logical?
Yeah, some of them do. You know, look, here's the thing.
Okay, NPAS says there is real science behind it. The ACEs test. Okay, so I'm right.
That's a starting point for everybody. I deal with professionals, high-end professionals in network marketing. I coach a lot of those people around the world. Hundreds and hundreds of people that are my friends that earn over $1 million a year in network marketing commissions with 0 employees, 0 office, 0 infrastructure. Imagine that kind of cash flow, okay? Now, it didn't start there. You know, it started with a little bit here and a little bit there, and they started to grow it, and they turned it into a profession, and they went serious with it. But the potential here is just enormous.
His fucking forehead is enormous now that I look at it.
For a person who's hungry. I mean, and if I had to define...
There is as much head above his eyebrows as there is below his eyebrows. That's crazy. It's because their trauma, NPAS says, it's because their trauma has made them develop choices that lead to heart disease and cancer. Overeating, drinking, drugs, smoking. Interesting. Yeah, who knows, Trey Tino, who knows?
One characteristic of a successful person in this profession is hunger. You got to really want it.
Where do you start? How do you decide who to recruit? All right.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Colleen.
Let's go.
Marco.
Thank you so much.
Marco.
Appreciate that.
Outside. Why do you, all right.
Everybody can start with the family because there's trust there.
Right.
And I recommend a very specific approach, which is very low key.
Does he even understand what he is saying and why it's so stupid? He knows hundreds of millionaires. Yeah, come on.
To family and friends, maybe ask them to support you. Try the product out, see if they like it. No long-term commitment. Take the pressure off. Take the business off.
Help me.
Yeah.
Pre and post eyebrow ratio off the charts. Totally, Dave. I got to talk about Eric Worre's eyebrow ratio at the conference.
Just, you know, support my business. It's like I was opening up a restaurant, but I don't need you. Most of the top earners that I know, like 5% of the people that they recruited into their business, they knew the day that they joined their network marketing business. The rest they met later. They met them on social media. They met them living their life. They met them at the restaurant. They met them at a cocktail party. So it's a skill set to kind of attract the world, educate everybody, and see if there's a fit. You know, if there's this knock about network marketing is these people are so inappropriate. They're passing out business cards at funerals, you know what I mean? They're networking at the wedding, and it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, come on, I don't want to be associated with that nonsense.
Do you have to love your product?
I've seen people succeed without it, but it's such a disconnect because I don't think you can fool people long term. I mean, if you don't really have an emotional connection with your product, eventually people are going to sense that. And
Well, I mean, the fact that you could even be successful without having an affinity for the product is a red flag in itself because, again, it shows that the emphasis is never on the product. It's on recruiting.
I think just building it as the product's an excuse to be able to make money is a problem.
Eugene Letterman wrote a book years ago called The Sale Begins When the Customer Says No.
Exactly.
What do you do?
I agree, Katya. If someone gets cancer, it's not their fault. We're talking about the correlation between trauma and getting cancer. Oftentimes, people's trauma is also not their fault. Cancer or illness of some kind could be a byproduct of the trauma that wasn't their fault. Thus, the cancer wasn't their fault. So, I just want to clarify. Did he tell us to never? Did he not tell us to never stop inviting? True. Well, welcome back, Blaze Goddess. From tanning beds. Oh no. Oh no, your mom thinks she can get rid of her cancer through crystals. Oh no.
When someone says no.
One of my key mentors, his name is Sam Georges, he taught me that all of business is conversation. And if the conversation is happening, your business is alive. If the conversation stops happening, your business is dead. So what I teach and what I've done is just keep the conversation going. They say no, we keep the conversation going. We just keep the conversation going. My job is just keep it going until they become fully educated, and their timing might not be right. They might say
totally, Dave.
No, but their timing might not be right. And 6 months from now, if I stay in contact, like our friend Harvey McKay would say, find a creative way to stay in touch. If I stay in contact and their clock dial hits high noon and all of a sudden they're open, I'll be standing there ready.
Harvey knows everybody's birthday.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. What can people in network marketing help other people in different forms of sales?
Here's the basics.
What can salespeople in other industries learn from the marketer?
Yeah, in some, what we deal with is long-term relationship selling. Okay, it's not transactional. Like if somebody's going to sell somebody a used car, they're done with them. In network marketing, we involve somebody and we stay connected with them and we stay in contact with them. The conversation keeps going. And if more salespeople did that, they stay in communication with their customers or with their clients, they're going to have better success versus having it.
Thank you so much, Mr. There Is No Spoon. I appreciate that for real. Thank you so much. Where's that one I want to play that I didn't play this stream?
Marco, play it some more, Marco.
Love it.
Feel super transactional. You know, they only call them when they need them. Long-term relationship building, growing of a network is today, it's one of the most valuable things in the world.
I've noticed great car dealers do that. They keep in touch.
Yeah, they just find a way. They send an update. They send a postcard. They
how's the car going?
Yeah, how's it? Exactly. But they're rare, right?
Yeah.
They're 1 out of 1,000.
How has social media affected your industry?
It's really, I will tell you, I was skeptical of it because for 10 years, I've been using social media to expand my reach for 10 years.
You have a big online business.
Yeah, since 2009. And in the early days, everybody who had a product or an opportunity, they were spamming the world. They were just posting obnoxious links and sending unrequested messages and friending people up and just being obnoxious. But in recent years, last 3 or 4 years, people have really cracked the code. They've learned how to be professional. They've learned how to use the platforms. And I will tell you, it's been a revolution because you can now reach your natural prospect audience at scale with a click of a button. You can find them anywhere in the world. You can, if you're interested in fitness, you can go find every fitness group in the world and go have a conversation with those people and see if your product might have a need for them or might have a solution for them. Or skincare, or essential oils, or travel, or you name it. It doesn't matter. They can find their audience, even if they're living in a tiny little town. They don't know anybody, and all their friends and family said, "Get away from me. I'm not interested."
Do companies help their marketers?
Yeah, big.
They show you how the product to sell,
sure.
how to display it.
The biggest thing that they do, the companies take care of all the products. They take care of the compensation structure, government expansion. They take it around the world. They deal with customer service. They deal with compliance. They deal with all different kinds of things that
definitely listening to Lex Luthor right now, Katie. What up?
The entrepreneur normally would have to do, legal, everything else. So all that support's there. Plus they do events and they provide tools and they provide training, all different kinds of things.
No worries, Tino. You good? I think there's a slight delay for everybody.
The distributor, all they've got to do is sell some product and build a team of other people who are selling some product, and then improve the productivity of that team based upon their leadership. If they're a decent leader, they can get their team to be more productive. And the leaders out there that are growing a network marketing business that can use that platform to create a productive team, companies will pay them unlimited dollars.
What's the first thing you sold?
First thing I sold, water filters.
Water filters.
In 1980.
Oh, was he in that fucking Kangen water shit?
These little tiny water filters you put on your sink and you screw them into the faucet. You pull a little plug and it would come out clear water. Yeah.
Enagic, is that what it is? Enagic?
Now that company had to go through radical transformation. Today they're a nutrition company, but they're a huge company and they're expanding around the world. They continue to go today.
You do a lot of public speaking.
I do.
I give advice on public speaking.
I'll bet you do.
It's the most common fear people have.
I know.
When they get to speak.
I know.
And to me, just make it a happening. In other words, if you're nervous, tell them you're nervous.
Yeah.
They know you're nervous.
Be authentic.
Yeah.
Be authentic.
Why is it hard to be authentic?
I don't know. I found a way, early on in my career, I was very nervous about speaking. I was very nervous about getting up in front of people.
But then, after I realized people don't even catch on to the lies right in front of them, I stopped being nervous. Now I just lie willy-nilly.
Somebody told me the person with the marker makes the money. The person up on stage, they make all the money in network marketing. So I'm like, okay, if that's the case, I got to get up there.
Wow.
I got to face my fear, I got to figure it out. And what I learned is that preparation takes care of everything. If I'm prepared, I'm an introverted person by nature, okay?
You guys wait and see the bars that I drop at this conference.
Marco.
Just wait. I'm prepared, baby. I'm prepared. I'm so prepared. I'm like this right now. This is how sharp I am right now. This is how focused I am on the conference. This is me. Ready? When somebody asks me how focused I am on the conference.
You are the oldest president ever.
Pretty good shape, huh?
Which leads to my next question. You are more aware of this than anyone. Some people ask whether you are fit for the job. And when you hear that, I wonder what you think.
Watch me.
Wait, sorry. I'm so mad that it wasn't the clip.
When I sit down with our energy you have, it's focused.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, rewind. This is me when people ask how focused I am on the conference.
Would be able to do.
How would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. I haven't, look, I have trouble even saying to myself my own head the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly.
What does it mean?
I mean, it's just not, I haven't observed anything in terms of, there's not things I don't do now that I did before, whether it's physical or mental or anything else.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Chocolate chip.
Oh, yeah. That and the Obama are some of my favorites. Sorry, had to do that little bit right there. Thank you. Okay, this one's almost done.
So if I'm prepared, I'm calm.
You don't seem introverted.
I know, but I'm a situational extrovert. I was introverted all morning until I sat in this chair, and then I decided to be an extrovert.
So a shy person can be a good networker.
There's a lot of introverted people. How many introverted people do you know that are successful?
Oh, I know quite a few.
Ton, right? They're not some of these natural extroverts. I mean,
you think they're.
You ever seen that Biden clip? That's a hilarious viral clip.
Yeah. They can put it on.
Introverted.
Yeah.
What do most newbies get wrong when they're trying to build a business? What's the biggest mistake people make?
They set unrealistic expectations. They'll give it 3 years in a traditional business.
But they don't have a boss in network.
I understand. But they'll invest $65,000 on average in the United States to start a traditional business. They'll expect it's going to take 3 years to get payback in that traditional business. And in network marketing, if they're not getting...
That's the president, girly pop, hilarious. We did it, Joe! Yeah. Kamala Harris is always laughing at something that's not funny. Marco, your audio is off. The video is twice as loud as you. Okay. So you're the only one who said that. So, okay. What up, Jamie Rose? Hope you're doing well.
Getting results in 30 days, they're like suicidal. You got to give it some time. You got to develop some skills. You got to learn some stuff.
Wait, what?
In that traditional business. And in network marketing, if they're not getting results in 30 days, they're like suicidal.
Yeah, well, didn't you just tell us you're going to sell a course in the other video on how to recruit 20 people in 30 days?
You got to give it some time. You got to develop some skills. You got to learn some stuff here and not expect this to be magic beans you drop into the ground and it's going to grow up into heaven. It's going to take some work. Most people get involved, they expect something for nothing, or at least expect to do less work and get more results. Here's what it's going to give you. This profession is going to pay you fairly for what you put into it, but it won't limit how much you can put into it and how much you can get out of it. That's the best case scenario for an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's limitless.
It is. It's as much as your imagination. And I will tell
I knew the audio was fine, Velvet. What can you do?
everybody all the time,
Thank you.
I've been thinking small for 30 years. I get around these, people like yourself, people like Harvey McKay, people like Lou Holtz and Richard Branson and Tony Robbins and all these different people are my friends. I realize how small I'm thinking. I'm thinking really, really small. If I thought bigger, man, we could go bigger. And that's what most entrepreneurs inside of this profession need to realize. If they think bigger, the sky's the limit.
How do you find a company that's best for you to represent?
Combination of things. Number one, find a product or a line of products that you can believe in, you get emotionally attached to, that you can promote with integrity.
Where do I search this?
You can find those online. You can search the top 100 companies, you can do that. Number two, find a company that's in integrity with you and you feel can stand the test of time. Because there's a lot of good products out there and companies screw it up because the company's not strong enough. If the company's strong enough, they'll solve the problems. Find a compensation structure that's...
Yeah, so true, Fairy Glam. They're not entrepreneurs. They're not. They are 1099 contractors. If you are no more the owner of a business in MLM than I was the owner of Boston Pizza when I delivered pizza for Boston Pizza. Now, if when I delivered pizza for Boston Pizza, I said, imagine when I delivered pizza for Boston Pizza, if I said, I work for a nationwide, a huge corporation with multiple locations nationwide in the food and beverage industry, and I'm a contractor who handles product distribution. Technically, that would be true. But really, that's just an extremely fancy way of saying I'm a pizza delivery guy. And anybody who I described my job to would probably say, okay, so you're a pizza delivery guy. Likewise, if someone tells you, I'm an independent business owner, I'm a distributor with a network marketing company, you should say, oh, so you're in a pyramid scheme. It's the exact same thing. It's like when somebody says, I seen this meme that was like me trying to embellish my resume, underwater ceramics technician. Wow, very fancy. What is an underwater ceramics technician? A dishwasher. You can make anything sound fancy, but yes, it's true. You're a 1099 contractor in MLM. You are not a business owner. Sorry.
Fair. Find a support system inside of that organization that will help you leverage your effort.
Get in integrity with you. Get emotionally attached. Yeah.
And maybe find a timing situation where you're
Imagine Eric Worre with hair. Somebody make an edit of Eric Worre with hair and post it in the Discord.
You've got a pretty decent timing situation, a balance of risk and reward. They've been around long enough, but not, they're not the house that's been for sale for 30 years on the corner of the block that makes you nervous to even look at them. Find a timing situation where you can tell a good story.
All right, you're going to be a network marketer.
Yeah.
First thing you do.
First thing you do, in my opinion, is you've got to realize what you got involved with. That's what GoPro did. Is it helped people understand that
Giant is out here tricking peasant into growing his beanstalk plantation on the promise of the chance to share in his golden goose dividends. Hilarious. Independent pharmaceutical representative, crack dealer. Yeah. If Marco came to my door with pizza, oop.
Marketing isn't perfect. It has its challenges, but it's better than any form of entrepreneurship on earth. There is no other form of entrepreneurship for the average person that can beat this. No one can debate me on this subject.
Cap.
No one can beat me on this subject.
Cap.
It is indisputable. It's better.
Wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong, frankly. I actually could debate you, Eric, but you would never take me up on that because I'd wipe the floor with you.
So people need to realize what they're involved in, how powerful it is, how timely it is, how sexy it is today to be an entrepreneur. Then they need to develop some skills. They can't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. You got to develop some new skills inside of network marketing because skills build confidence. Confidence will have you take some more action. More action will give you some more results and you can start moving.
Literally, what skills? Thumbs up the stream, by the way, y'all. Click thumbs up on
Thumbs up the king.
What skills, aside from smooth talking, pestering people, sales tactics, using leading questions, saying people's names when you talk to them, looking them in the eye when you talk to them. What are the skills? Hey, man, sign up for my MLM. That's the whole business.
Those would be the basic things I would say to an average person to give them the best possible chance to move forward. Just don't be one of these boorish amateurs that crosses their fingers, buys a network marketing
Cap USD
glorified lottery ticket, goes and talks to 3 or 4 people, hoping that those people will sign up and do something. They don't have to do anything.
If you were starting all over, would you do it the same way?
Yeah. I mean, if I was starting over, here's what I would tell you. One is I would get my belief stronger faster. I would believe stronger faster, number one. Number two, I would think bigger. I would not have these small limiting beliefs at the beginning. If I could go back in time and give myself some advice, is to think bigger, kid. You're playing too small. I would move faster and I would be stronger. I'd put my shoulders
Work it, make it, do it, makes us stronger, faster, stronger.
Back, I'd put my chest out, I'd put my chin up, and I would just say, come on, world, let's go. I did a piece of that, but not to the level. I had success, but not to the level that I think I could if I did it again.
Great guest.
Thanks, man.
The book is Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional.
Thank you, Mr. King.
Eric Worre. That's it for this edition of Communication U. I hope you've enjoyed our time together, and I hope you learned something.
I wonder if Larry just churned 10 of these little grift episodes out in a single day and then got $20 million for it.
That you'll apply to your life today. You'll never know when you'll find that single spark of insight that makes the difference for you. See you next time, pal.
Here we go. Now here comes the grift. This part pissed me off. Watch.
Hey, Network Marketing Pro community. I just finished a fantastic interview with the one and only legendary Mr. Larry King. Larry, thank you again for the interview.
My pleasure. You were great.
I appreciate it so much. And we were talking about GoPro and we're talking about network marketing in general, but communication is such an important aspect to building a successful career as an entrepreneur, build a successful career as a network marketing entrepreneur. And Larry has come out with a program called Secrets to Great Communication.
Okay.
He sells it for a lot of money around the world. I asked him as a favor to the Network Marketing Pro community, would he please make this available to you for a limited time? And if possible, could he discount?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it went.
This product.
I'm sure Larry King reached out to Eric Worre to help him.
Learning what he's learned over the course of 60 years in communicating and connecting with other human beings, in finding out about other people and building rapport instantly, this guy is an absolute pro. And why not take 60 years of wisdom and put it into your business? It just doesn't make sense not to take advantage of that. Now this course, which is actually...
LOL, Ginny Gin, Cherry Carnex, you being able to tell the lip chapstick from the look of it.
Actually 2 courses. Normally sells for $660, worth every penny, worth a lot more than that actually.
Wow.
I asked Larry specifically if he would provide that at a discount. He agreed to do that for the Network Marketing Pro community for a limited time for just $197.
And it ends with a 7 yet again.
He agreed to do that for a very limited time. I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know how long he's going to make it available. But
Larry King acting like he's not just knocking at death's door, trying to get the last of his shekels before he kicks the bucket. That I got to watch that again.
I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know how long he's going to make it available.
Oh, you. Fuck. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Pay up and get out.
But
you scratch my...
As long as he does, I hope you and your teams take advantage of it and click on the link connected to this video. Get your hands on that course. I've gone through the course. I've used his principles for the last 20 plus years as far as how to build rapport with people quickly. It's an amazing tool. So take advantage of it, click on the link, and I cannot wait to hear the results as you move forward as a better communicator in network marketing.
Wow. We did it, y'all. We did it, Joe. I should get that on the soundboard. We did it, Joe. Amazing. Wow. Great stream. Great stream, frankly. Probably one of the best. Probably the best stream. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
Marco.
Let's go.
Marco.
Yeehaw. It's bull wrangling time.
Do you like me?
Thanks, Marco.
Wow. Another great stream. How long did we do? Almost exactly 3 hours. I'm going to cut it before we hit the 3. Guys, the link for, they used, listen. I talked to Bill Keep. He wanted to charge $25,000 per admission to the MLM conference. But I asked him as a favor to the Always Marco cult community if we could do it for a limited time, very limited time offer of $197. Thank you, Sonia. But you know what I'm going to do? Instead of doing it for $197 tonight, I am going to do it for a limited time for the next 24 hours for free. The link's in the description. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Don't do drugs. Peace out. Join the Discord. Later.
Let's go.
Marco. Play some more Marco.
See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to react to a guy from Herbalife explaining why the movie we watched in Discord the other day, Betting on Zero, is bullshit. He's going to defend Herbalife to us in this video. All right, peace.
Let's go.
I gotta get the bag. Do you like me?